All aboard the animation station, taking a journey through the Pixar cinematic universe. This next stop will be Pixar's third feature film and first sequel, Toy Story 2. Now, here's the guy who cannot believe he has to drive all the way to work on a Saturday, all the way to work. It's tour guide baby, Felipe Shimon. I'm Felipe, the titular Brazilian dragon of Brazilian Dragon Productions, and I am not alone. As always, for this Pixar rewatch series, I am joined by the guy who has saved my life, and I am eternally grateful. The man, the rootinest, tootinest cowboy himself, AJ Norris.
I am so glad to be here, but Felipe, I am missing a meeting. I need to know what to do if part of me is swallowed.
Well, we have to get Mr. Etch involved. No, it's not Mr. Etch. Mr. Spell is the one who hosts those
Yeah.
meetings, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, you are my favorite person to always have a bunch of hot schmoes with.
Schmoes? You mean s'mores?
S'mores, yeah. Um,
I like that.
I'm ecstatic to be talking about this movie with you. How are you doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? We had to come to work, but it's okay because we're having a hee hee ha ha.
Listen, let me tell you something. I've hated most of my workplaces. This is not one of them. So I'm so I'm happy to be here. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good time. I'm excited to talk to you about Toy Story 2. I feel like Toy Story 2 was hyped up in my head by a lot of people, and
Me?
also, yes, you too. I know a lot of people like. I think Toy Story 2 is a lot of people's favorite movie. And I was like, okay, let me see if it hypes up. Because I think I said that in the last one. I don't have much memory of Toy Story 2. And I watched it. I was like, yeah, I don't remember the first half at all. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Now, when you say it's most people's favorite, are you talking about Pixar overall or just Toy Story?
I think Toy Story movie.
I think, gun to my head, if you ask me which my favorite Toy Story movie, it would be Toy Story 2.
Mhm.
And I'm excited to discuss. I will say, having rewatched this for the project now, I think Toy Story, the original, has pound for pound more comedy. I think it's a funnier movie, but this one
It
has more heart and adventure.
I found this movie less quotable.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there's
Mhm.
still great quotes, right? There's also
Yeah.
there's in the sense of like Bug's Life having a lot more jokes that go over your head as a kid. I felt
Yeah.
like this one had some of those. I mean, there's like when Buzz pops the wings at the end, I'm like, did not get that as a kid when he thinks Jesse's attractive.
Not at all.
But there's like definitely some funnies in this movie.
Yes, there's funnies.
But I also think this one's more fleshed out for all the characters, and we get more of an ensemble piece versus Toy Story. The OG was just Woody and Buzz for the most part. That
Mhm.
said, a lot more funnies in the first one. Like there are less quotables in this one. There are still great quotables. Like I don't want to use my head. I say on a daily basis. I can't believe I have to drive all the way to work on a Saturday. All the way to work. I say regularly. So like there are
Mhm.
things that I quote from this movie, but it's not as quotable as the other one, where it's like, "We are in the midst of a search and rescue."
I'm gonna compare this to superhero movies, right? Like you have a movie like Logan, which I think is objectively a great movie, and then you have a movie like uh The Marvels, which is a like objectively fun movie. And it's like I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just like what do I have a taste for at that point in time?
Yeah,
And
I agree with you. Like if I
mm,
want a stupid comedy, I think I'd go Toy Story. But if I want like a movie full of adventure and action and
mm,
like like a great world building set pieces, I think
mhm,
I'd go for this one. Because I even in the pre-production notes I have for this movie, like they definitely expanded the world quite a bit. Like
they did.
they very much flesh out Tri-County as an area. We go to the airport, we go to a toy barn, we go to a penthouse apartment. Like Al McWiggin, living life good. Like give me his apartment.
Honestly, I'm so envious. Like he had like basically a whole floor to himself. Like he had his own room, a room just for the toys. Like I want a room just for my toys.
Agreed. Like I want a podcast room. I'm literally recording from my bedroom. Like so
Like I podcast right here, I sleep right there. Like it's not that hard.
it's not that far. So listen, did you know his last name was McWiggin?
I did not know it. When you first told it to me, I was like, "Who is that?" I know him
We've
for as Al.
we've discussed the fact that I'm so much more familiar with Toy Story 2 than you are.
Yes.
Like this is a movie that I've seen countless times. Like my family had the DVD combo pack
Mhm.
of Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So we would watch this all the time. I was yesterday years old when I found out his last name was McWiggin.
Like, I, Here's my thing, right? And I think we'll talk more into this. Like correct answer is both to my question that you don't know yet. Um, but I was like, who is the true villain of this movie? Like, is it like Al? Is it the prospector? Like, who knows?
I think I
Like,
put both in our document. I think we can discuss both. I definitely think there's
yes.
one stronger than the other, and we will be in conversation at the end when we do our
Hmm.
segments. I think the villain of the movie is Prospector, but Al is a secondary antagonist. Even though I feel like, for the most part, I can justify Al's behavior. Like he is the villain. I
No,
don't agree when he
no,
was
no,
there are
no,
certain things that he
no. I
did. No,
disagree.
no, there are certain things like stealing Woody from the box and then also telling the airport guy that I make more money than you do in a year. That was foul. Um,
Wrong.
but
Bad.
otherwise, like Homeboy is literally just living his life for the most part, trying to make a buck off these toys. He doesn't know the toys are sentient. And if you want, we can also discuss. I think the toys need to be held accountable for the destruction they caused in Tri County. Like
Yes, I have that in my notes. I cannot wait to get
this
there.
is like when the Rugrats went to Paris and stole Reptar from Reptar Land and knocked over the Eiffel Tower. Like, we do not hold these cartoon characters accountable for the destruction they caused. Like, why is the Scooby Doo gang causing mass chaos in every single town that they're solving mysteries for? Like, do they have the insurance? I don't know. Who knows?
Listen, I am here to hold people accountable. If you listen to our last episode, I love doing that. And these toys have caused so much property damage, it is not even funny.
That being said,
Like,
we like these
honestly,
toys a
we
lot
could
more than
possibly
PT
even
Flea.
PT Flea, but I can make an argument that there might have been a loss of life in this movie.
Might have been. There probably was. I mean, they got lucky that nobody got hurt at that massive highway.
Massive. Like,
Also,
okay,
the toy
okay,
should not be
okay,
driving.
fine. So, yeah, Felipe, no, they should not have. Like, God bless. Why is the why are we getting directions from Rex of all people? like, I'm not saying I don't trust them, but I not in my lifetime, not in that truck.
Who would
Like,
you rather give you directions, Rex or which other toy?
uh, I feel like Rex might be the bottom of the list. I think give me almost anybody else.
I mean, Ham was too busy finding out about the mileage on the vehicle, reading the manual.
Okay,
The
okay.
aliens were being saved by Potato Head. Is
Mhm.
Slinky or Buzz at that point? Like, it's Rex, Slinky, or Buzz.
Honestly, Slinky's number one for me. Now that I think about it, of the people that were in the vehicle, Slinky's number one.
Valid. I think Bo Peep is the number one toy that was not utilized in this film. Like, can we talk about it? Like, with
Yes.
respect, I know Bo Peep has further character development in Toy Story 4, but like, why do all the women have to stay home?
I would have stayed home, Felipe. I would have stayed. I get it.
You and
We like
Rex. You and Rex. Rex actually went.
he went. He's better than me. Well, pause. In many ways, he's worse than me based on his actions in this film. We'll get to it though. We'll get to it.
But like overall, what were your like childhood memories of Toy Story 2 versus like what your expectations were going in versus like where you stand right now, fresh takes?
I'm not gonna lie. I had high expectations going into this movie. Those expectations were not met. I fear it's because I set it too high. Like
Valid.
not because it was
It's my fault.
bad. I think I just set it too high. But like memories, I told you last time. I think it was the Jesse scene. I remembered the most vividly from this movie, and I think spoiler that probably was my favorite scene of this movie. The Jesse flashback. I remembered Al's Toy Barn so vividly. The Barbies, all the Buzz Lightyears, the bouncy balls. I was like, oh, it hit me like a ton of freaking bricks. Did not remember the highway scene beforehand or the airport scene. I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember Pete, Prospector Pete. Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember going into this, I was like, this is the big bad. And then for like 75% of the movie, I was like, oh, we're just building to him. We're not there yet.
I obviously we had different perceptive
Mm.
perceptions of this movie coming back in because this movie was like so core to my
Like,
childhood.
Felipe forgot there was a dog. Didn't even know there was a dog.
Buster, not Slinky.
Yeah, Buster. Didn't even know
I
there was a dog.
see the set pieces for me stand out more. I feel like the set pieces are more memorable from the three movies we discussed so far. I feel like
Mhm.
for the most part, the set pieces of this movie for me were the strongest. Like the airport sequence, I remember I wanted to live in a conveyor belt when I was a
Mhm.
kid because I thought that was so cool. The airport, the airplane, Al's toy barn is a great spectacle.
Mhm.
Even like the opening credit scene with Buzz Lightyear playing the video game.
Mhm.
Um, Andy, like, I mean, one of my vocal stems from this movie is, "Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore."
That was so weird. That was so creepy, Felipe.
Woody's
When
nightmare.
uh,
That I feel like was possibly the scariest Pixar scene we've gotten to date, especially as a kid.
I think
Um,
so.
but or maybe like I wonder what it was like in the theaters because I was a baby, so I was 2 years old when this movie came out, so I probably didn't see it in theaters. I believe my first movie theater experience was either the Cruella de Vil movie, 102 Dalmatians with Glenn Close, or Emperor's New Groove, one of those two, because I vaguely remember
Mm.
being in the theater for those. I'll have to ask my parents for more of a definitive answer, but. I remember watching this movie on loop. I wonder what it was like for the kids in the theater when Buzz Lightyear has his top half taken off in the first 5 seconds of this movie. Like, were they stressing out that Buzz dies? Because it takes like a solid 10 seconds before we move into the video game aspect.
I, I I think that was the loudest I laughed the entire movie. That was so, that was like when Zurg just turned around and like just obliterated Buzz. I found that so hilarious. Like so like no build up or anything. It just happened.
I definitely wanna unpack that when we get there, and we'll go through
Okay.
the pre-production things first. Now, before
Yes.
we do that, I believe this is the last podcast of Toy Story variety that we're going to record before Toy Story 5 comes out.
Yeah.
Spoiler, behind the scenes production notes, we are recording this on May 30th. This is set to come out in early July. So, Toy Story 5, you have any plans? Pre-sales drop this week, or are you just going to wait until we watch it on the podcast?
No, and I think I said this. I didn't say it on the podcast. Like, I'm actively not watching anything Pixar. Like,
Yeah.
since we started this, like up until we get to the actual movie. Like, I can watch Toy Story now that we watch it. I can watch Buzz Lightyear now that we watch it. You know how hard it is for me to not watch some of these other movies though. Like, I just want to, like it's right there, accessible. I just want to turn it on, but it's
Well,
like
especially
I
when
can't
Disney Plus is like, play
put it.
next.
Yes, play next or like recommended for you. Watch again.
And I'm also forcing AJ not to watch any Pixar shorts in case we want to do episodes on those. So, and AJ is also like I feel that way because in my head it's like, oh, this is season one of our project. So unless I'm doing like an outing, like I went and rewatched Shrek with a ton of friends for the 25th anniversary, but like in my head, hopefully one day we get to Shrek. And hopefully one day we get to the classic Disney movies. So it's like I'm preventing myself from rewatching this stuff for the most part. That being said, I do intend to rewatch Toy Story 3 and 4 before I see 5. I do have my ticket. Do you know what
Mm,
Screen X is, AJ?
no.
Screen X is a PLF. I believe that stands for Premier Large Format, but it's basically like IMAX, Dolby. It's
Mm,
like a extra experience. I got my ticket for Screen X, which is, from what I understand, there's a screen on your left, a screen in the middle, and a screen on your right. So it's like a three. It's like a sitcom, sort of like you're
yeah.
immersed, just no screen behind you. Toy Story 5 is set to be my first Screen X experience, and I don't know if I'm excited about that or scared about it. I don't know if I want to go see Toy Story 5 in regular before I see it in Screen X, but it's going to be very stimulating, overstimulating perhaps.
Felipe, that's overwhelming. That is it's
Should
just
I see
like
it regular first and then do Screen X later?
yes, that is I believe you should because
Okay.
that would just overwhelm me a lot just sitting in that theater being like like watching movies in 3D was like a lot for me. So imagine having to turn my head. I was like
So, since this is the last podcast of Toy
yes.
Story we're recording before Toy Story 5, do you have any baseline expectations? Where do you like overall general sensations about Toy Story as a franchise up to this point? Anything you want to get off your chest to mark it down in history before we fast forward to the future when that's going to be part of the canon? And obviously, I won't say anything, I won't spoil the
Mm.
movie for you, but in case the listeners of the podcast want to think AJ was spoiled, blah blah blah, like if you have something to say to AJ, say it to his face first and foremost. And then any thoughts you have, AJ?
I think we talked about this, especially with the upcoming Incredibles 3 coming out. I'm currently like in an adverse mood for sequels. Like the idea of sequels like upset me. Like and not sequels in general. I just feel like unnecessary sequels.
Mhm.
And
Cash
like they
grabs.
cash grabs. And I feel like Pixar is in a crash grab era right now. Uh
And listen,
and
hey, that's
yeah.
AJ's opinion, not reflective of mine. Andrew Stanton, Pete Doctor, if you want to hire me, feel free.
Yes, this is all on AJ. Like this is my opinion. Like and I feel like they were in a way for a period of time where they were in a cash grab era, and then they went out of it. I think like around like they started doing stuff like Inside Out, Luca, Encanto, that stuff. They were like more like, okay, let me do some more stuff that's like pure to the creators and that are passion projects for them, which I liked. But like when you told me about Lightyear and the director was just like, oh, I just wanted to make a space movie. And it's like, okay, we don't need to throw buzz into it. And I feel like we're in that right now, especially because of the backlash like recent Pixar films have been getting. And I can't wait until we're out of this era and more original stories. That's just AJ's opinion.
No, and even though I would love to work for Pixar, and like again, my emails are open, my LinkedIn is online, you can hire me. But my take on this, and maybe it's like overall Disney as a whole, because I feel the same way about Mando and Grogu the movie.
Mm,
There's a lot of like opportunity for merchandise and theme park and
mhm,
opportunity to make more money as long as there's a great story at the core. So like my feelings on Inside Out 2 are different from my feelings on Mandalorian and Grogu and Lightyear.
mhm,
Whereas I felt like those were fine movies. Like they look exceptional. Like the craft behind it is incredible, but the story isn't there to suffice the venture. So if we come from the perspective of a story
mhm.
first and then the sequel second versus, oh, we should have a sequel because we want to make money, how do we make the story come through?
Mhm.
Then those are two separate beasts. Like Inside Out 2, I
Yes.
thought was an elevated, great sequel for
Mhm,
Inside Out.
mhm.
I remember coming away from Toy Story 4 and not loving it, but granted, I was distraught. I don't think you've even seen it, right?
I have not seen Toy Story
So I
4.
won't even say what happens. But I was distraught. But then basically with Toy Story 5 happening, it basically undoes everything that they did in Toy Story 4. So like, is Toy Story 4 even that canon? Like, obviously they're gonna have the experiences and that defines the
Mhm,
characters. But like, you basically undid everything that happened at Toy Story 4 by having Toy Story 5 exist.
mhm.
I
And
I'm
I like to
open
say,
to seeing it. I'm open to seeing it because I am a big fan of Elio and Hoppers and Elemental, these recent original Pixar stuff. I would rather see original stories.
mhm,
But if there's a good story to be told or interesting things to say, like I'm open to sequels happening because just like we are living our lives, these characters can have lives and we don't always have to love what's happening with their lives.
mhm. Correct,
So
correct.
as long as there's like sufficient narrative and real passion and care taken into account, I don't mind a sequel. But if it's just there to make some money, then it's going to be disheartening if the story is not great. So I'm open to giving Toy Story 5 its chance. Do
Mhm,
I need it? No. Did I need Toy Story 4? No. I thought Toy Story 3 wrapped up everything great. But
mhm.
let's see what happens. Is kind of how I
Like
feel.
I look at this like The Incredibles, right? I love The Incredibles. Incredibles one of my favorite Pixar movies. Then The Incredibles 2, and I was so excited when I saw the sequel. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Like you said, I didn't need it. I
Mhm.
was like, it was fine. Like if we never did a Toy Story an Incredibles 2, my life would have been fine. Meanwhile, like something like Toy Story 2. Like I watched this movie. I was like, did Toy Story need a sequel? I, I, I think that was debatable, but I think it told a compelling, interesting story that warranted a sequel. And I feel like that's the same thing with something like Toy Story 3, which I think is telling like a distinct different story with a message that it wants to give to the audience that came from pure passion and love and not just from like, okay, this is a successful IP that people will buy. Let's see what we can do.
I fully agree with you, especially like it's hard for me to like even unravel Toy Story 2 as a sequel because it's so foundational to who I am. Like my
Hmm.
family was a Toy Story family, like me specifically, but even my brother was Buzz Lightyear for Halloween one time, and I'm definitely more of the bigger Toy Story fan in my family. But
Yeah.
like Toy Story is family media for us. Like it means a lot to us. Like we saw Toy Story 3 in theaters. Like Pixar
Hmm.
is very core to the identity of our family as moviegoers.
Hmm.
And it's hard for me to even imagine like a world without Toy Story 2 because it is so ever present in my life, like from before I was even conscious. Like obviously I was like bumbling around when it didn't exist, but I only remember life with Toy Story and Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3, I remember a time before it happened, but Toy Story 3 like hit it out of the park and we all loved it.
Hmm.
So then I remember like having years as I'm growing into who I am as a teenager and adult, and then when I'm in 2019 watching Toy Story 4 after junior year of college, I'm like, wait, I kind of have my identity sorted out. I kind of have my own taste, and I was like, kind of, I left the theater in a weird mood. And granted, I've only seen it once. I will be rewatching it. Before Toy Story 5 to refresh my perspective. But like I remember Lightyear, I was like, absolutely not. We don't need this. And I was right in that opinion. So I'm willing to
Hmm.
give everything a chance. But like you said for
Yeah.
Incredibles, like I enjoyed Incredibles too. I am glad that we have some more like lore to the story. Like we
Hmm.
got an Elastigirl movie, we got some more
Yeah.
great music. Like I don't mind living in these worlds. Like you're gonna throw me a Pixar movie, you give me a Brave sequel, I'll probably be sad. But I am really excited about the creativity that Pixar has done lately.
Hmm.
And I would love to see more original stories, especially when there's something interesting to say, like in Luca or Turning Red or Elio or Hoppers,
Hmm.
Elemental, like all of the Soul, your favorite. Like all of these modern Pixar stories have incredible themes and messages,
Hmm.
and you can have great sequels. But I wish, like, it's kind of like, the old director adage, one for me, one for them, where a director will do a movie that they're passionate about, and
Hmm.
then they'll do like a big entertainment property so that they
Yeah.
can get the money to go put to their real passion. It's kind of like that's Pixar's modern philosophy is like one for the masses and one for the real Pixar fans.
Yeah. Understood. So
Um,
so
yeah.
I think Toy Story 5 is going to be a very successful movie.
And
And I'm
it's
hoping that it's like a really good movie. Like I will that's what I want for it.
I want it
Like
to be a great movie as well, and it's going to be in theaters until like September. Also, let's like be cognizant of the fact that Pixar, I think is the king of making money delay. Like Elemental and original story continue to grow every week. Disney is very strong in holding their movies in theaters as long as possible before they go on to streaming.
Mm.
Like Hoppers is just about to come into streaming like next week, I think, and it's from early March. So 3 months, like 90-day window is intact at Disney. I am just bummed because I want the best for Toy Story 5, but selfishly, I'm in a box office blockbuster draft with my friend Tyler. Shout out to Tyler if you're listening. And I had the first pick. I took Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then he took Odyssey and Toy Story 5 with his first two picks. And I'm like, Toy Story 5, like I think he won the draft with those two picks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Toy Story 5 going third is wild.
I
Like,
was between that and Spider-Man. I just hope the power is Zendaya. But also she's in the
mm,
Odyssey too. Like I bet badly. Like Spider-Man is gonna make a ton of money, but I think Toy Story 5 might make more money because of the families, right? So
mhm.
anyways, c'est la vie. The next time we talk about Toy Story on Toy Story 3, it will be past Toy Story 5. We'll probably do some Pixar content revolving around Toy Story 5 in the Animation Station feed. Maybe with or without AJ, depending on his studies. Because AJ, for behind the scenes information, AJ is hustling behind the scenes. He is in the library 105 hours a week at minimum. Like he is in the library more hours of the week than this movie took place.
This movie,
I think it's another week of time,
I
but
think
it felt
so.
faster. It felt faster
It felt
because
fast.
like if you look at the calendar, Andy goes to summer camp on like August 15th, I think I saw. But is it like a 4-day camp? It has to be because like they get back to the but like there's only like two night cycles, I think. So
Like
it's like
I
two
think,
days. Maybe it's a weekend camp.
like he goes away, and then the first night cycle happens. The next day is the garage show.
Yeah.
Then we have another night cycle, and
What I thought the yard sale was on the same time as the day Andy leaves. Like he goes, he gets dropped off, and she comes back.
no, because remember, Woody
Woody fell asleep,
has
but I
a
thought he took
dream.
a nap.
Yeah, but the garage sale is like at 8:30 in the morning or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an early
Oh, yes,
garage
yes,
sale.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool. Yeah, because like Ham says 8:32.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
talk
yes,
about the
yes.
crime scene, and then when my crime scene, like, do we want to get into the pre-production lore of this
Let's get
movie?
into production lore.
All right, so Toy Story 2 from 1999. It is gonna be the third Pixar feature film, first sequel. It premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles on November 13th, 1999. The day previous, they did a Cal Art screening for
I would
the
like
students there.
I would like to say I think this is the first one I was alive for, not to make people feel old.
Yes. Wait, were you not alive for Bug's Life, November of 1998?
No,
No? You were
I
born in
was in the belly.
1999?
I was.
I thought in my head you were 1998. I don't know how
Oh.
math works, but it's
Like
okay.
I was conceived in 98, but
Yeah.
that's irrelevant.
We maybe I was gonna say something, but that's an off podcast joke. But yeah, wow. I'm kind of jealous that the first one you were alive for was Toy Story 2 because the first one I was alive for was Bug's Life, and I think Toy Story 2 is better than Bug's Life.
I do like not to spoil out in the ranking, but I still think Bug Life will be at the bottom.
Okay. But yeah, so November 24th, 1999, it went out in the US. It was 4 years after the original. It is 92 minutes long, directed by John Lasseter, from a screenplay by Andrew Stanton, Rita Zhao, Doug Chamberlain, Chris Webb. Story by Lasseter, Stanton, Pete Docter, and Ash Brennan. It stars Tom Hanks, who plays Woody, and Tim Allen as Buzz. Those are the two top billing, and they
Mhm.
are literally the only two that have their names on the box. Like, there's other cast members that we'll go through later, but like they are the leads. It is
Like, there's too
the
many people in this cast to have more people.
yeah third highest gross of 1999. It has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes to this day.
I think that's I think that's fair. I can see 100.
Budget of $90 million, and then the box office it was $511.4 million. We talked about our childhood memories and rewatch expectations.
Mhm.
So basically, like days after the Toy Story release, John Lasseter saw a young boy with a Woody doll at the airport, and that was the moment where he recognized these characters now belong to the world and not just to him and his friends. The
Oh,
sequel conversations began a month after the first Toy Story came out in December of 1995, and they announced in the press on March 12th, 1997. So I was still in the belly at that point as well.
mm.
Sequel discussions included conversations of whether it would be a theatrical or a direct-to-video streaming, or not streaming, sequel. And they also discussed whether it would be a computer animation at Pixar or would it be traditional hand-drawn animation at Walt Disney Feature Animation, which is crazy to me because I'm like, no, I'm so glad. Because did you ever watch the Buzz Lightyear TV show with the cartoon? Or do you
No, there
know
was a
of
TV
it?
show.
There was a Buzz Lightyear Star Command TV show, and it was a cartoon. There was this big pink blob character that there was just basically like Star Command employees. I didn't watch a ton of it, but like it was in the cartoon and that always threw me off because I'm like, no, this needs to be computer generated.
That's insane. Oh, pause. I did. Yo, it just hit me like a bag of bricks. I did watch this. Oh my goodness.
AJ having a realization live in time. Um, I'm gonna read a long quote for Lasseter, but I really like this quote, so I want to read the whole thing. Quote for John Lasseter on the story of Toy Story 2. Quote, story of Toy Story 2 is based a lot on my own experience. I'm a big toy collector, and a lot of them are like antiques, or one-of-a-kind toys, or prototypes the toy makers have given me. Well, I have 5 sons. 4 of them are little, and they love to come to daddy's work. And they come to daddy's office, and they just play with everything. And I'm sitting there saying, oh, no, you can't play with that one. Oh, no, play with this one. Oh, no. And I found myself sitting there looking at myself and laughing because toys are manufactured, put on this earth to be played with by a child. That is the core essence of Toy Story. And so I started wondering, what was it like from a toy's point of view to be collected? End quote. So that's
Mm.
kind of like the origins of this movie. This movie really builds out the world of what it's like to be a toy. We even get like pieces of seeds that are planted for future Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 properties, where it's like a lost toy, which we mentioned in the first one as well.
Mhm.
The kids growing up, being part of that. So, I mean, we'll talk about Emily and how AJ was bawling, as was I, for Jesse. But that was kind of like, what is life like for a toy? What is the toy's
Mhm.
perspective on humans and humanity, I guess. Toy anxieties and insecurities, child development and growth served as story inspiration, collector items and artifacts too. Are you a collector of anything?
No.
No. I have a small little Funko Pop collection. I have a
Hmm.
little hat collection, and I have a shot glass and magnet collection. But like those are the things that I have. I also have some like mugs that I like, but so I like themed items,
Mhm.
but I don't have any. I guess my Funko Pops are my toys, I guess, but I don't really like play with them. I don't have much of an imagination like I used to. I feel like when I was a kid, I
Mhm.
was like living out fantasies. Like, what was playing with toys like for AJ? Were you like having them go on adventures, or were they just like chilling on your shelf and you were reading books or something?
Me read no. The lies, the deception. My parents forced me to read, and that was like so mean. Um, like I was playing with them. I was like doing a, I was having adventures. I was like having them wrestle each other. Like I think two of the most common things was either I had them wrestle each other, or I pretended my toys were on the Amazing Race and I had them race against each other.
I wonder what life would have been like if I had discovered Amazing Race before I was 15. But for me, I remember I had these like it was kind of like mini Lego-ish type figures of like
Mm,
Aladdin, Tarzan, Peter Pan, and Hercules. And I remember I had them going on adventures and like my
mm,
imagination was wild because like sometimes when I was at the pool, I'd play this game in my head where I was like jumping into the pool with me and my friends, and like then the pool would be this tunnel into some different Disney World property. So
mm.
like I jump in the pool, and then when I come out the pool, when I submerge myself under the water, I'm like in the tunnel. And then when I pop out of the pool, I'm in Agrabah, for example. Like,
Oh.
so that's like how I was doing. And then with my toys, I would be like, oh, I would definitely have adventures. I had a ton of Winnie the Pooh figurines because that was my bag. And we would like go on adventures and like, yeah, imagine having. That I think that's why I'm like a creative at heart is because like my parents let me have creativity as a kid with these toys and like that's I guess what a lot of like movie makers say their first stories were like making these little like games with their imagination with their characters and their toys. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
so fun.
did you have a favorite toy? We talked about this in the first one, right? A stuffed
Yes.
animal.
Yes, it was the Goku toy.
Yes, the Goku, and you also had a Pikachu, I believe.
I also had a Pikachu, but that was more
Yes.
stuffy.
Yeah. So the Tin Toy Christmas Half Hour sequel, a special pitch from Pixar to Disney, was an inspiration for this project because it inspired the Woody collectible set. And then they developed Al McWiggin, who was inspired by Lasseter himself. Like he was based off of him. He was cut from the original Toy Story draft, but
Whoa.
if you recall, the Buzz Lightyear commercial has Al's Toy Barn.
Yes.
So we do see that. The Woody's Roundup was inspired by the 1940s and 50s Western and children puppet shows. I had never heard of most of these. I do think I've heard of Howdy Doody before, but Four Feathered Falls and Hop Along Cassidy, which is interesting because like seeing this movie, I'm reminded of the story that Woody was based off of like a ventriloquist puppy, and you
Hmm.
can kind of see like the like that playing out in the Woody's Roundup TV show.
And I think and we'll get there. I found it very unsettling. I did not like it. I did
Um,
not.
Nancy Lasseter, who's John Lasseter's wife, pushed for a strong female sequel character with more substance than Bo Peep in the first movie, and that would be Jessie, voiced by the great Joan Cusack.
Not Miss
From
Potato Head.
n- AJ, AJ. Listen, we know that AJ loves Joan Cusack because his favorite movie of all time is School of Rock, and she plays the principal. This movie also has a bigger scope and incredible world building. Like we build out the world of the Toy Story universe. Um, because this went from a direct to video to theatrical release later in the process, it had to be expanded 12
Mhm.
minutes for theaters, and they had less than a year before the delivery date when that was given to them. So Lasseter hosted a weekend story summit for them to like hash out the story, and they brought in scrapped elements from the first drafts of the original Toy Story. So I'll give you the different moments that were scrapped from the first. So the original opening of Toy Story was a Buzz Lightyear cartoon. In this
Mm.
one, it's a Buzz Lightyear video game. Woody's Nightmare was part of the original, and it was a lot scarier apparently. And then there was also a squeak toy penguin in the original draft of Toy Story, and that would be Wheezy, voiced by Joe Ranft. The entire Pixar team of 300 people were busy on Bug's Life. So the 95-person team for Interactive Products Group, which were working on Toy Story computer games, CD-ROM games,
Hmm.
were the initial Toy Story 2 team. They were in a completely different building separated by railroad tracks.
Oh.
Um, and they were basically like the B team. They were like, "You're the JV squad. You're working on this," which is crazy to me because, like, in hindsight, the JV squad was working on Toy Story 2 while the varsity squad was working on Bug's Life. That seems wild.
It does seem very wild, but I think it makes more sense to me now hearing that like they are originally considering this to be a
Mhm.
at-home movie,
For sure.
straight to DVD, which
Yeah.
I think it would have been such a shame if this movie was straight to DVD. I'm so happy they went to the decision though.
Agreed. Agreed. I mean, we love some of the straight to video sequels like Return of Jafar. I love The King of
Mhm.
Thieves for Aladdin. Lion King 2 is a banger.
Mhm.
Little Mermaid 2. I remember liking as a kid. You made a face. You winced.
I, no.
No?
I
Okay.
might have. I might have. I have no
Next,
recollection of like almost all any of these movies.
somebody in the comments, please remind us if we ever do direct to video sequels as a season for Disney movies to like remind us
That would be
about
so fun.
Little
Pause.
Mermaid too. Well,
That'd be
in
so
my
fun.
head, I've mapped this all out. We do DreamWorks next, we do Disney
Okay.
classics after that, and then like I feel like Disney is gonna be two separate seasons, like through the 80s and then the 90s to the modern era, and then we
Okay.
can do direct to video sequels. Then we can do a whole like Winnie the Pooh franchise. Like I don't know. I have all this mapped out in my head.
Fair enough.
Um,
Fair enough.
but like also, who knows where life takes us? So we're just gonna enjoy the ride as it comes.
Yeah. Right now we're having a good ride.
Um, but the Pixar models did get recycled. Like for example, one of our favorite Pixar shorts is Jerry's Game,
Hmm.
and Jerry is recycled. He's the toy collector cleaner
Yes.
that we see in this movie. His name is also Jerry. If you look at the box that has his items. They also had new tech, which allowed for better shading, more complicated shots, and the dust particles animation. There were 2 million dust particles created on the top shelf scene with Woody and Wheezy. And then also, I
Huh.
also assumed they came back for the Jesse under the bed stuff for.
I would
Um,
assume so.
in June 1997, Ralph Guggenheim was ousted as a producer on this movie and was replaced by Karen Jackson and Helen Plotkin as producers. And
Mhm.
then on November 1997, the screening led to theatrical decision. Pixar deal, well, at that point, had 5 films under their belt, and Steve Jobs renegotiated with Disney to get a little bit more money based on merchandising and licenses.
Mhm.
But Toy Story 2 is not included in the 5 film deal. Now, I believe this is not including Bugs Life, so it would be Monsters Inc., Incredibles, Finding Nemo, Cars, and Ratatouille, unless Ratatouille was replaced by Bugs Life, because I'm not fully confident. I couldn't find out all that information. But
Okay.
they have a 5 film deal, which is like also how we kind of define the end of the era is like Cars, right? We like
I
kind
can
of
see that.
in our head,
Yeah.
we've had this discussion already. Steve Jobs announced the plans on February 5th, 1998 about the theatrical distribution. And then we talked a little bit about this on the Bugs Life podcast, but this movie almost got completely deleted.
Tell the story.
So, someone accidentally deleted the put the deletion code in a root folder of the movie, losing 90% of the work from 2 years, and it was caught a couple hours later. Um, 2 years of work, almost completely deleted. But shout out to Galen Sussman, who saved the film. She
Shout
was
out Galen.
working at home remotely while she was taking care of one of her kids, and she had the film backed up on her home computer. Now, we love Pixar here. But
Mhm.
justice for Galen Sussman because she should not have been laid off on May 23rd, 2023 from Pixar. This
Why would
woman
you lay it
saved,
off?
I don't know, but she was laid off. I think it was like a mass firing at Pixar, like a ton of layoffs. And justice for Galen Sussman because she is the reason that this movie even exists.
Hmm.
So AJ and I, we're not happy right now with that.
No, not at all.
Lasseter ended up having to take the reins on film after they finished the European promo tour for Bugs Life. This was 9 months before the delivery date. So he kind of like originally Ash Brannon was like I believe the main director, and then he didn't not direct, but he like took a back seat because they weren't given an extension due
Hmm.
to the agreements that they had with toys and promotional material. So they divided into 3 teams. Ash Brannon took over development, animation, and story. Lasseter was in charge of art, modeling, and lighting. And Lee Unkrich, who we'll talk more about, I think he's the director of Coco,
Oh,
but he's in charge of editorial, cinematography, and layout, and they, of course, collaborated. They were overworked, like Miss Beyonce says in her song. The crew members got carpal tunnel. A third of them, a third of the staff got repetitive strain injuries called RSIs. One animator even forgot to drop his child off at daycare, left the
yo,
child in the back seat taking a nap, and luckily they
yo,
rescued the baby, but they were overworked to the core.
yo. The baby's okay, I hope.
The
Like,
baby is our age, probably.
yo.
Do you think we could get that baby on the podcast?
I think so.
Yeah, listeners of the Pixar Animation Station,
Yeah.
help us coordinate that.
Listen, I think that'll be fun.
Also, if you aren't already, go like and subscribe on YouTube and all podcast platforms. We'll do more plugs at the end, but Animation Station on your favorite podcatcher app. AJ loves 5-star reviews also.
Love it. That's my favorite. Like honestly, that's the nicest thing you could do for me.
Did you
Like
see
I
mine on the Millennial TV feed?
yes.
Okay, good. Um, yeah, I said 5 stars only, otherwise AJ goes blind.
Yours was read on the podcast.
It was on the
Yes.
probably not the episode that's come out yet. Is it the
At the
Helen
time of
episode?
recording, yes, the Helen
Okay.
episode.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for Helen. I have to send you or Matt a message about like Helen and Yvette Nicole Brown on an episode of Suits LA because they reference Helen and Drake and Josh. Because
Oh,
we'll talk about it later.
okay, bet.
Go listen to AJ's Drake and Josh podcast when you're all done with this one. Randy Newman returned to do the score, and he also wrote 2 original songs, "When She Loved Me" by Sarah McLachlan, which makes us cry, and it's literally on my sad songs playlist.
Hmm.
And Woody's Roundoff, performed by Riders in the Sky. They also reused "You've Got a Friend in Me," sung by both Tom Hanks
Hmm.
in one scene, and then Wheezy was voiced by Robert something. Let me pull up his name so I don't miscredit somebody. Robert Gowlett as Wheezy Singy voice.
Hmm.
We also had the Walt Disney Records release the soundtrack on November 9th, 1999. When She Loved Me, very sad. Nominated for Best Original Song at 72nd Oscars. Do you know what Disney song it lost to, or do you want to take a guess?
And what year was it?
It was in 2000, so it was for 1999's 72nd Oscars ceremony.
What movie came out in the year 1999? Uh,
And to be honest, if you had to ask me to pick between one of these two songs, I would pick the one that won. In the meantime, here's my alien shirt.
would it be no, that didn't come out. Would it be
Talk out loud. Talk out loud.
Reflection?
Ooh, great guess, great guess. It's
Mm.
the next year. So I believe Mulan is
Mm.
1998. It's
Mm.
from Tarzan. Do you
Ah,
know what song it is?
what's it called? I don't know the name of it, but I know what song it is.
Describe it. Describe it.
No.
No, it's You'll Be in My Heart.
Oh, pause. I did not know what song it was. Pause. Now that you said it, I did not know. Yo, I don't know where my head was at. It was not there.
But also,
It
Phil
was not
Collins left
there.
no crumbs on that soundtrack.
I had no clue where my.
Phil Collins,
I want y'all to know I didn't give an answer and I was wrong.
no, but I like You'll Be in My Heart, I think is a better song than When She
Hmm.
Loved Me. Like You'll Be in My Heart is one of my all-time favorite Disney songs. It is on my core Mount Rushmore. It like has sentimental meaning in my life. Like I associate a emotional Disney song with both of my parents and my brother. There's like four of those, and You'll Be in My Heart is the one I associate with like overall family.
Hmm.
And then the Goofy movie song Nobody Else But You is for my dad.
Oh, pause. I love nobody else but you. Oh.
I love the Goofy movie. We can talk about that someday. Um,
Okay, see, I was thinking Two Worlds. That was
Two
the song
Worlds, that is a banger also. I mean,
that's
Phil
what I was thinking in my head.
Collins, I mean, Son of Man, Strangers Like Me. There's so many good songs from Tarzan.
Hmm.
Little Brothers from Phineas and Ferb is for my brother. And then Baby Mine from Dumbo is for my mom. Those are the ones I associate with each of them.
Hmm.
November 24th, 1999, it was released against alongside End of Days, which I've never heard of, in 3,236 locations, alongside the Pixar short Luxo Jr., which was the first Pixar film from 1986. And this was added, they added a bloopers segment on Christmas, December 25th, 1999, which also brought back the stars from Bug's Life, Flick and Heimlich. They did a 3D re-release in 2009 for both Toy Story films in advance of the third movie from 2010. And the double features made $32.3 million in the fall of 2009, in October and November of that year. The two-pack VHS and DVD was released on October 7th, 2000 with Monsters Inc. preview and the option for both wide and full screen choices. Now, do you know of the Costco, what I call the Costco Technicolor snafu?
No.
No? Okay. So, do you know the movie High Fidelity?
No.
Me neither. But I mean, I've heard of it.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I'm a bad cinephile. I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but it's a rated R movie.
Oh.
Technicolor, which produced the DVD box set, the Ultimate Toy Box set, as they called it,
Hmm.
which was sold at Costco. They had to recall a number of these DVDs because there was a glitch where Toy Story 2 is playing. All of a sudden, a scene from High Fidelity starts playing where they say the F word multiple times.
Oh.
And I even tried to look it up on YouTube, but I couldn't find it.
That's insane.
2019, they deleted the Stinky Pete blooper with the Barbies because it was alluding to a casting couch thing where like Stinky Pete is offering the Barbies a role in Toy Story 3 if they go with him don't somewhere.
That's
And
fair. We don't like that practice.
yeah, we don't like that practice, but like that scene also was a core memory, like that whole blooper reel for this movie. And this was after John Lasseter got ousted by Pixar for being part of the Weinstein effect, and then
Hey,
also
can't say a funny request to this not throw you off.
what?
Joan Cusack was in High Fidelity.
That's so funny. We love Joan Cusack. Do you think we could get her on the podcast?
No,
Well, not
I
going to
would
stop
love
us
to,
from
but no.
trying.
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer, who voices Stinky Pete, he's also Beast in the X-Men movies, and of course Frasier and Cheers. He had an interview saying like, "Why are we gonna pretend like these didn't happen in Hollywood? Are we just like ignoring the fact that these practices, these things, like they're jokes because they existed in Hollywood? Like I understand deleting them, basically, is what he said, but also like you're by deleting it, you're trying to pretend these things never happened, and I think that's honestly not a bad shout from Kelsey Grammer, who
I
I
disagree.
otherwise disagree politically with very often.
I disagree strongly with Kelsey Grammer on this one because that more of is shining it in in a humorous
Valid,
light.
valid.
Like that's like I think it feels like taken more seriously than maybe like okay why are we erasing it, but that's not the purpose of it. It was more
No,
of a haha.
no, yeah, it was originally dealt as a haha, but I also do think once it's out there, once it's already made, I think pretending like it never happened, maybe like having some sort of like blurb on the bottom to recognize something. I feel like there's other ways to like hold themselves accountable without like outright deleting it.
Mhm.
I don't know. This is a much more nuanced conversation than
Sure,
we're meant to have on the Pixar podcast, but I think it is something interesting that we could discuss. Maybe a Patreon episode.
maybe.
Anyways, Last things I want to say about this. This is the third highest grossing film of all time. I believe at the time. It's probably been outpaced by now, but at the time, do you know the other two movies that beat out Toy Story 2 by the time Toy Story 2 had released?
Like, isn't one of them like Gone with the Wind?
No, no, no,
Or
animated.
oh,
Animated.
animated. Okay. Uh, with Beauty and the Beast.
Close, close.
Mm,
Two
mm.
others from that era. Two
Okay,
other
from that era. Um,
They're like two of the four of the Disney Mount Rushmore, which is Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and then these two.
that's a okay. Cinderella.
Bruh, that's not from that era.
That oh, not from that
From the
era.
90s, from the golden
Oh,
age of
oh,
Disney, the four Mount Rushmore, like the Renaissance movies. We
uh,
already mentioned one.
Mulan.
No, when I jump in the pool, we go and I pretend
Oh,
I'm.
Tarzan.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Lion King
Oh,
and Aladdin. Silly goose.
oh.
This is why you play Goose Goose Gut, because you're a silly goose.
Pause. I love Lion King. I was singing Lion King a lot after watching Toy Story 2
Um,
for some reason.
wait, why?
Uh, I will say, Jesse's song reminded me to the start of When You Feel the Love Tonight.
Interesting.
Yes,
I I can see it.
you can see it.
I
Okay.
love that. That's another top tier Disney song for me. Can you feel the love tonight? That was my audition song for the longest time.
It's a good song.
Because then it's like, oh, I'll do like the actual Disney movie version because then you can see that I can be like Timon, I could like a side
Mhm.
character, or I could be a main because I'm a leading man.
Yes, you
But I
are.
don't have the voice of the leading man as strong. My voice isn't the strongest, so I'm like, you can make me as the main side character.
You can be Zac Efron. Like,
I could be Zac Efron. Yeah, get a Drew
yeah,
Seeley. I am Zac Efron. Thank you.
yes.
And then who would you be? Would you be my Sharpay? Would you be my Ryan? Would you be my Chad? I could see
Uh,
you as Taylor McKessie.
growing up, I wanted to be Chad so bad. Uh,
You are the Chad to my Troy.
thank you. I
You are
appreciate
also the
that.
Buzz to my Woody.
Thank you. I appreciate that as well.
So in 1999, this was also the third highest gross after The Phantom Menace and The Sixth Sense.
Mhm.
Box Office Mojo estimates that 47.8 million tickets were sold in the US and Canada for this movie. This movie made 245.9 million dollars in the US and Canada and 511.3 million dollars worldwide. It was the first ever computer animated film to get an A plus on Cinema Score. Looney Tunes legend Chuck Jones wrote a personal letter to John Lasseter, which is framed in his house. This movie won 7 Annie Awards, which is an animation movie awards, including for Best Voice Actress for Woman and for Man for Joan Cusack and Tim Allen. It also won a Grammy for When She Loved Me. Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue for PC, PlayStation, N64, and Dreamcast was made, as well as the Toy Story 2 game for Game Boy Color. And that is all the stuff that I pulled for the pre-production and post-release fun facts.
That was fun. I like
Yeah.
that.
And we're working on condensing these a little more, but I'm so fascinated by this stuff, and I know it's fun to talk to AJ about it. Before we get into the actual recap, I want to go through a quick rundown of the voice cast,
Okay, yeah.
because this is a star-studded cast, right?
Yes, it is Star Static.
So, of course, we got Tom Hanks reprising his role as Woody. Do you
Baby.
know that Woody's last name is Price? Pride, Woody Pride.
I, I don't like that last name, but okay.
Hey, it is almost Pride Month. That's why they come out in June now.
Fair enough, fair enough. I like that. I like
And
that.
I have to assume Jesse and Woody are siblings because Jesse's last name is also Pride, and she's voiced by Joan Cusack, as we mentioned.
Jesse feels like a cousin to me.
Maybe that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Allen as both Buzz Lightyear and Ultra Buzz Lightyear.
Mhm.
Also, Mary Kay Bergman, the late great Mary Kay Bergman, who voiced Daphne in some of the early Scooby-Doo movies. She provided the vocals for Jesse's yodeling.
Mm.
Don Rickles returns as Mr. Potato Head, who is going to be married in this movie to Mrs. Potato Head, played by the great Estelle Harris, who you and I know from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, but most people know
Yes,
from George Costanza's mom on Seinfeld.
sure. I didn't watch that one.
There is a great episode called The Contest where she's like, "Why do I walk in on my son treating himself like an amusement park ride?" Um,
What?
uh, I'll tell you offline. It's like we're trying to keep this mostly for accessible for kids,
Fair enough.
if
Fair
they
enough.
want to, but I'll tell you offline.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
didn't know Slinky had a last name, which is Deshound. But Jim Varney, the late great Jim Varney, was Slinky Dog. Wallace Shawn returns as Rex. We love Rex. John Ratzenberger in his third Pixar film, three for three so far. He's Ham, the piggy bank.
Whoop,
Annie
whoop.
Potts returns as Bo Peep. John Morris returns as Andy Davis, as does Laurie Metcalf as Andy's mother. We got Wayne Knight as Al McWiggin. I love Wayne Knight. Are you a Jurassic Park guy?
No.
No? Have you ever seen it?
I think someone tried to make me watch it. I fell asleep.
Oh, I love Jurassic Park. There's even a Jurassic Park reference in this movie, which we'll
Mm.
talk about. But
There's a
he,
Forrest Gump reference.
ooh, we can talk about that. Tell me when you
Yes,
got that, because I caught a couple other references, but I was also scribbling notes, so I need your reference.
I got you.
Um, but yeah, Al is also, I mean, Wayne Knight is also Newman from Seinfeld. Um, Arlie Ermey as Sarge. Joe Ranft shows up as Wheezy. He's also Heimlich from Bug's Life. And Robert Goulet does his voice. For singing, we got Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Jodie Benson doing the voice of tour guide Barbie, with approval from Mattel, which was not approved originally for the first Toy Story, but then Mattel was like, no, we want to be involved in the second one. We get
Good choice.
Jonathan Harris as Jerry the Cleaner. Jeff Pigeon as the aliens. So we love the aliens in this movie. And then Andrew Stanton is Evil Emperor Zurg.
Ooh.
And also Dave Foley as Flick from Bug's Life.
We didn't see Zurg in the first movie, correct?
I don't believe so.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think he's mentioned Zurg,
Yeah,
but this
but
is
this is the
our
first time we see
yeah.
him.
And this, I mean, we of course get a famous Star Wars reference in this movie.
Yes. The
We also get
references in
a
this movie.
yeah. So shout out when you see it. So should we get into the recap?
Yes.
You can already tell immediately from jump this movie has like a glossier look. Like the lettering is
Yes.
stylized, and I mean, of course, with the Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar animation film, Toy Story 2. I'm like, oh, you can see like this movie looks sleek compared to the original. um so we're in the Gamma Quadrant, Sector 4, and Buzz flies to the rocket planet. We get this incredible music, like the Buzz soundtrack from this
Mhm.
scene lives rent free in my head. Zerg robots attack, and then the Needle Wall attacks as well. There we even get the Space Odyssey, like 2001 Space Odyssey musical cue, where it's like, ta-da!
Yeah.
When he's jumping over the little button things.
Mhm.
And then Zerg attacks, Buzz does a flip, and his head is chopped off in the middle. And AJ, meanwhile, is found in Georgia cackling.
Like it's found in Georgia just laughing my butt off. I was so like when I tell you I had no recollection of this opening. I was like, whoa, they really did upgrade. This it looks so much nicer, so much cleaner, like you said. But like that was so funny when he just like turns around. It's like just turns around like it was nothing and like bang.
Yeah. And then Rex is like, no! He's playing a video game, and Buzz is like, good try, buddy. And then Rex says, look at my little arms. I can't press the fire button and jump at the same time.
Fair enough.
Um,
Dinosaur problems.
have dinosaurs always had little arms? Is this like a known thing? Because between this and Meet the Robinsons, I'm like, I didn't know dinosaurs had little arms like this.
Like like my heart says like dinosaurs are meant to be four-legged creatures, but there's some of those like I just want to be bipedal, and then like there's some issues with
Yeah.
that. Like,
We're gonna add the Land Before Time into this project as well for another
okay,
season.
fair enough.
I loved Chomper as a kid. I don't know about you, but I loved Chomper. I wanna have friends for dinner.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Um, and then my hat, Woody lost his hat, and Buzz is like, just imagine all the schmoes you're gonna have soon at cowboy camp. And then Mr. Potato Head's like, I found it. He comes out from under the bed, and Woody's like, you found my hat, and he's like, your hat? No, the missus lost her earring. Oh, my little sweet potato.
I'm so happy they added Mr. Potato Head to this. I
Yes,
like their dynamic.
they are the best Pixar couple, and I will hear no other takes.
So far, yes.
So far, absolutely, but listen, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, they're great, iconic. Mike Wazowski and Celia, great, iconic. But the Potato Heads, my OTP.
Your OTP
Oh, but there's a couple in Elemental that I also really do love.
and Elemental. I haven't seen Elemental.
Yeah, so we'll
So
talk
okay,
about that.
intrigued.
Um, so yeah, so Peep talks, gives Woody a pep talk talking about whose name is on your foot, and she's like, Andy, you're always gonna be Andy's toy. And then Rex accidentally hits the TV, and they're like, Rex, turn it off. They're gonna hear you, because toys can't be sentient, right? And we
Yeah.
see Al's toy barn, and Ham's like, I hate that chicken.
I was like, I have a couple of nitpick issues. These are
Yes,
minor. Like,
yes.
first thing first, like, was the sound not on when Rex was playing the video game? Why are we now having a conundrum about like, oh, people might hear us? Like, you're over here playing a video game. Like, calm down. Um, like, what we gonna do if someone was like coming in? We're just gonna like fall down and be like, oh, did I leave this video game on? I didn't remember
Mm,
making dessert this quickly. I was struggling on that other level.
okay.
Secondly, like what's that? Like, wait, listen, I get it now after watching the movie. At the start, what was the hate with Al? What did Al Toybar do to them?
I don't know. Yeah, Hannah hates this chicken on site. Like
Yeah.
it's real beef that this. I mean, ironic because they're chicken and pork.
Fair.
But yeah, what else do you have in your notes from this section early on?
That was it.
That's it. Okay, cool. Slinky has good news and bad news. The good
Oh,
news, I found your hat, Woody. Where'd you find it? The bad news, and Buster shows up. So Buster, the animals are allowed to know the toys are sentient, but because like he finds Woody, he licks him, and then 13.5 is the record seconds for finding him.
hmm.
Um, and then uh, of course Buster helps with the Wheezy rescue later. So like
Yes.
they're able to know, but like yeah, that's crazy.
I, I am not here to nitpick. I think this movie looks really good. I dislike the way Buster looked.
Okay,
Buster looked out of place. Buster looked unsettling. Not
okay,
unsettling, but out of place.
but you didn't dislike the character.
I
You
didn't dislike Buster.
okay?
I just
I thought
felt
you were
like
about to say like Buster could have been cut from the movie.
I won't go that far.
Okay.
I won't go that- Like he
So
Buster would be my first cut.
okay.
I have other people I would cut before that.
I'm waiting to I cannot wait. So Buster plays with Woody, and then Andy has 5 minutes to play, and he's playing Evil Dr. Porkchop again.
Mm.
Would you like to be murdered by a shark or death by monkeys? And then Andy
And what's your
and
answer, Felipe?
I think I'd rather death by monkeys because that seems more iconic.
See,
But
that's
I
fair.
also would love a water death. If I were to die, put me in the
Mm.
water.
I always said like it like was it like it seems so peaceful.
Mhm.
Like
I
just
mean,
laying in the
maybe
cold
this is
water.
why we're fans of Finding Nemo. Hey, but Bruce could eat me. If I am dead and fully like deceased, I don't want it to be a situation where I'm just in a long nap. But if I'm dead, you want to feed me to the sharks, that's okay.
Do what you gotta do. Like
Yeah.
honestly, sustain the life.
Um, but yeah, Andy is playing Buddy and Buzz Lightyear
Ooh.
and the rip. And have you ever ripped a toy?
No, because most of my toys were plastic.
Valid. Have you ever
Yeah.
broken a toy?
Yes.
I broke a snow globe one time watching Osmosis Jones, the
A
TV
snow
show.
globe.
I was
Pause.
being crazy.
This is not the first time this week Osmosis Jones has come up for some reason. This is not the
I was
first.
watching the Osmosis Jones TV show and I was being crazy and I was like rocking like I was in the boat with them and the snow
Mm.
globe was on my belly and I was trying to balance it and then I cried. I was distraught. I was like, "You being stupid!" And look, you fuck around and find out.
I also would have been distraught. First off, the glass. Secondly, the snow globe particles are all everywhere. How
Yeah.
you ever? I bet you were never able to get all that.
No, no, my yeah, we cleaned it up and I was crying, literal tears streaming down my face.
Snow globes are scary. They can break so
Yeah.
easily.
Um, there was a snow globe in the first Toy Story, right? Or even in this one too. Like she goes in the yard sale, I think.
See, the only snow globe I remember is that what's that? The Pixar shorts.
Yeah.
That's my favorite snow globe. Hopefully, we
hmm
watch it one day.
Yeah. Um, so Andy rips Woody's arm and he leaves him and he's like, and Andy's mom says, toys don't last forever. And she puts him on the top shelf and he's sad. And all the toy friends are looking and they're like, oh, poor Woody. And then he pulls his knees up and hugs them and sits next to the wall. He's so sad.
Like, listen, I get being sad. Like, Andy shouldn't have been playing that's rough with Woody. Like, I get it. That's how you usually play a comic book. Like, your actions have consequences. And I'm sorry, Woody didn't ask to be ripped. Um, but like, also, I love how like him ripping his arm basically makes that arm limp the majority of
Yeah,
the movie.
exactly. But how did Andy learn how to sew? Do you think he learned how to sew at cowboy camp for the end of the movie?
Because like, I'll be a butt face with you, Flip. I didn't learn to snow, not snow, sew until this year.
I don't know how to sew still.
Fair enough. See, Andy's a very handy young boy.
Yeah, it's like when I was playing that LRG in Denver last week, and someone ripped my shirt when we were trying to do piggyback rides
Mm.
for adult carnival games at the historic park that we were in. Um, we were on the blue side for sure.
Okay.
Shout out to the cast if you're listening. Shout out.
Okay.
Um, so Woody ends up having a nightmare, and then Andy's back from cowboy camp. Da-da-da, da-da-da, and then Andy's playing, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore," and drops him in the trash can, and then like, Andy, no! And he falls backwards, and then all the arms from like the first Toy Story movie are grabbing him, and he falls through the card, which like live like when he's falling through like the
Yes.
I think it's a spade that
Yes.
like I was like, oh my God, that's a image that stuck with me. But then he wakes up, he's in a cold sweat, and Woody finds Wheezy because Wheezy starts coughing, and the squeaker's broken. And she was like, "Wait, I thought Andy's mom went to go get you fixed at the toy shop." And he's like, "No, she forgot me. The squeaker's broken, and now this dust is making my condition worse."
I would like to say I enjoy Wheezy. I think Wheezy was a fun part of this movie. Wheezy is lucky that Wheezy is the purpose of the catalyst of this movie. Otherwise, he would have been cut for me.
No, I would not cut Wheezy, especially because Wheezy's so cute. He's jumping around, like especially when he's singing with the mic and he's doing like jumps. I don't know. I love Wheezy. I will fight you on this. You could have cut Mr. Spell's swallowing seminar.
No, these toys need it. These toys clearly need it. Especially, especially now that they have a dog around, they
Yeah,
definitely
what
need
happens
it.
to you if you get swallowed as a seminar?
Exactly.
Or do you think the so if that's 101, do you think the 102 course is what happens if you get shoved up a nose?
You know what? I honestly I think that needs to be 101 and then eating is 102 because I think that's more prevalent.
um Emergency roll call because they see a yard sale getting wrong, and like this is like a threat to the toys, right? They're doing a roll
Yeah.
call because they don't want to be sold, right? They don't want to be separated. They're a community.
Yes, I agree. Um, I do think it's wild that Andy's mom just come in and take whatever she wants and be like, yeah, 'cause we don't need this. We
She
don't
hasn't
need
talked
this.
to Andy. What the heck?
No, because what if Andy was going to play with that toy later?
No, I still am mad at my mom. It's been like over 10 years at this point, but my mom donated a ton of books to this like nearby preschool. And I was like,
Mm.
wait, but you didn't even confer with me which books I wanted to keep and which ones I wanted to give. And like then she was like, okay, she was driving, so then she's like, okay, you pop out the car, you're gonna go drop this off. And I was like, cool. And then I was like making a stack, and then she got frustrated because granted I was taking like 10 minutes to sort through the entire box. No, I was taking probably longer. And then she was like, "Where are you?" She kept calling me, and I was like, "I need to pick my books." And she was trying to get rid of one of my Finding Nemo books, and I was pissed. So how dare she? Like, yeah,
How dare she?
parents, but you let your children decide, and you
Yeah.
can't you can't make your child with OCD frantically try to pick which cars to have abandonment, which books to have abandonment issues with.
You're going to have abandonment issues anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, Andy's mom grabs Wheezy, which again, foul. Like, don't get a toy. I get the games, I get the books, but like the toys
Okay, here's my defense. I know I just was like anti. I was the first one that was anti Andy's mom.
and anti-Wheezy.
I'm not anti Wheezy. I'm just saying like Wheezy didn't do much for me. Oh,
And it's okay to have wrong opinions.
me? Never. Weezy was on the top shelf collecting dust. Like, it's like I get it at that point in time. Like once I start seeing dust, I'm like, "Ugh, he's not gonna want it. And,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like, oh, you want this toy? And he's gonna be like, yeah, I want it, and then grab it and play with it for a day. And then the toy just ends back up on the top shelf, not played with. Uh, no offense.
No, that's valid. That's valid. And then so Woody is like frantic. He's like, we're not letting Wheezy get out of here. So he has to use his injured hand to call for Buster. Buster is
Shout out Buster.
he's gonna jump down, and Buster takes him downstairs, and he's like, be casual. And then he's like, not too casual. And then they see that they're like, he's getting in the 25-cent box, and he's like, Woody, you're more than that. And then
That was funny.
we'll get to the even better part when Potato Head's like, 50 bucks ain't bad.
No, no, no.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, now I would sell Woody for more because inflation, right? But I would actually not sell Woody, but like that's at least a $300 toy.
Here's my thing. If I was Andy's mom, I'd be like, why is this toy so valuable for you that you're willing to part $50 with it? What am I missing? Like, it can't be sentimental. And then
Yeah.
then if I had a computer, then I would have looked it up. I was like, oh,
Even still, $50. Like I think Woody was worth more than $50, even just as a random toy.
it's a random toy that's like has a tear that has his son's name written on it. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a mint
Maybe it's
condition
okay.
Woody.
I just have to think of a random generic toy. I can't associate it with Woody because obviously,
Yeah,
yeah. But anywho, so I wrote down in my notes, Buster is such a diva. I love him. But
unless there was a diva.
yeah, um, he reminds me of my aunt's dog, Buddy. Buddy is so stupid. I love him so much. He's so stupid.
Buster gave me big Scooby-Doo vibes.
Oh, and Woody's Fred.
Yeah,
Buzz is Daphne, 100%.
Buzz is Daphne.
Mrs. Nesbit, you can see Daphne dressed up as her.
Buzz is Daphne. That's
Sound
funny.
off, sound off in the comments of the YouTube or the social media. Who's who from the Toy Story universe? If you superimpose them on the Scooby Doo gang. And while you're at it, feel free to check out old Scooby Doo podcast AJ and I have done. Uh,
Yeah.
Al's. And then Rex says it's not a suicide, it's a rescue.
Yeah, because no one knew that we these people apparently just forgot about Weezy's whole existence.
Yeah, yeah, it's Wheezy. Imagine
Like
I would be
Weezy's
so
truly not
hurt.
loved.
I would be so hurt. Like these are some fake friends.
Fake friends.
Al tries to buy Woody for $50 because he hears the "You're the snake in my boot," and then she's also, "Hey, mommy, it's a cowboy doll." And then I wrote this down. This Slinky says, "Hey, little gal, get your hands off my friend Woody." Oh no, I wrote it. Sorry, what's that little gal think she's doing?
Fair enough, fair enough.
I'm gonna start saying that about Reddit days when I'm watching Big Brother this summer and someone's doing crazy things like Morgan Pope is trying to blindside Christy Murphy for whatever reason, if those are their alleged true house guests. And I'm like, what's that little gal think she's doing? I don't know. That was just a bad example.
That was a bad example, but I like your spark.
Uh, when
Don't.
Navi's being crazy on the Phineas and Ferb podcast, what's that little gal think she's doing? But
I
yeah,
would love to see Navi's reaction. I would love to see-
I want to tell Navi about the story I told you in the pre-show.
and you should.
I did tell Will, but I haven't told Navi yet. Al tries to buy Woody. In my defense, our group chat on Snapchat, Navi doesn't check it. Navi doesn't use Snapchat anymore, so it was just me and Will in the group chat, and I sent it to both of them.
I'm not saying Navi's the most well-adjusted of y'all, but the fact that she doesn't use Snapchat is like a plus.
Navi, well adjusted, please. No, I'm kidding. I love Navi. But I mean, she is probably the most well adjusted because she lives in Canada.
You know what? I like Canada.
So he's like trying to get him for 50. I'll give you $50 in my watch. And then Mr. Potato Head's like, $50 ain't bad.
No.
Al steals Woody and Buzz goes after him and they're like, Buzz! And then he tries to get on the fancy car. Al tries a fancy car. Like, Al is bankrolling. He runs a toy factory in the 90s, 2000s. Like that man, I hope he sold it before the toy industry went to Amazon.
Here's my truth, and this is who I am as a person. The moment Al like kicked the snowboard, not snowboard, the skateboard, and then stole Woody, like there was nothing positive that could came from Al, in my opinion. Like I hated everything about him. His stupid car, his stupid face, his stupid apartment, his stupid job.
No, that's a nice apartment. Like that's a
I
skyline apartment in the Bay Area,
I
a penthouse, and a fancy building.
I am a firm of believer of look at that bitch eating chicken. Like I do not. Once you wrong me, there's nothing you can do that's good in my eyes.
You said eating chicken. I've only heard it as eating crackers, but I it's BEC. But yeah, and then we see. What do you think of Al's license plate? LZTYBRN for Al's Toy Barn. I feel like there's a better way to spell Al's Toy Barn.
I I would not have got Al's toy barn from that. Like I'm,
Did you
and
just realize that's what it was?
no, I realized that when Buzz figured it out. I was like,
Okay.
oh, when it came up on the screen, they
Yeah.
said what it was. But before that, I was like, oh, it's a lazy barn,
Yeah, that's why I feel
and I
like
was like, he is a lazy man.
it should have been Al Toy Barn instead of LZ. It should have been AL, no Z, because like you don't need the owls part. I think, but I'm not gonna fight here with the Pixar geniuses. Like they made a masterpiece. If this is my one nitpick, that's okay.
Honestly, listen. If this is their biggest miss, go
We'll
to
also
record
talk
as.
about another like literary joke that they had later when the suitcase is going to Boot, Montana, I guess, and it says butt on Buzz's butt.
I see. That's not the literary joke I was going with, but I
Yeah.
like it.
So yeah, Al lives in a nice building I wrote, and then they go back to Andy's room and they're doing Exhibit A and B with Ham on the Etch a Sketch, and they're like, his beard wasn't that long. And then they're like, let's just skip to Exhibit F. This is the road. And then Rex comes up and starts talking about probably like the video game, right? Like I don't even remember what Rex is talking about, but then he knocks over and then Mr. Potato Head is like, my crime scene. Mr. Potato Head is an icon. Like literally, rest in peace, Don Rickles.
I liked when Rex was like, how do you spell FBI?
Oh yeah.
How do you spell
And then someone says, toy, toy, toy. Etch, draw that man in a chicken suit. And then they draw, and he's like, I knew I didn't like that chicken. You're so ham-coded. I feel like you and I could be Mr. Potato Head and Ham.
Honestly, I think that's a better fit than
Because,
Woody and Buzz.
I mean,
I
I think
genuinely
personality-wise, we're more like them, but I feel like interior, like heart-wise, we're more like Woody and Buzz. But we're like professional haters. We're like Statler and Waldorf. We like sit in the corner and we be yapping.
best haters. I love it.
Okay, but also if we are Woody and Buzz, Nicole Horn and Gia Worthy can be Potato Head and Ham.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um, and then
They
we
are
get
funny. They
Al's
are.
we go to Al's Films commercial and they're like clicking through and then oh no, we're not there yet, sorry. Woody is in the penthouse and he's then he leaves Woody there, puts him in the glass, and then he's like, I can't believe I have to drive all the way to work on a Saturday. All the way to work. And that lives rent free in my mind.
I felt that in my soul. I felt that in my core.
And then we see him
So,
drive across the street.
and I felt that even more as someone who used to work just across the street. Like that used to be so upsetting.
See, now my weekends are Fridays and Saturdays, but I genuinely say that every Sunday morning when I'm like, especially when I have want to go and do something fun on a Saturday night. I can't believe I have to go all the way to work on a Sunday, all the way to work.
All the way to
Um,
work.
Woody meets Jesse, Bullseye, Prospector in the box. He doesn't get out of the box because he's in mint condition. And Woody sees the merch collection. Shout out to Bullseye with the lights. Like, you know, he is good at set design and lighting design. Like, because he's gonna raise the light and like the glow of all the toys and the music
Mhm.
cue. I'm like, oh, like, I get it. I get why Woody's like obsessed with this place.
Like 100% because it's pure ego. Not because of
Real.
lighting
And you
design
just
that you
wonder
said.
why I'm the Woody.
It's pure. Like listen, let me tell you something, Felipe. I feel like most people, once they see like a shrine that dedicated to them and their faces everywhere, I feel like most people be like, this is weird. Woody says, no, I love this. I want more.
Well, because then they explain everything, and I think it's like cross-cut a lot, so like we might be going slightly out of order in some of these points, but um, like there's a lot of cross-cutting in this section between Andy's room and what's happening here,
Hmm.
but like they showcase the Roundup TV show and the song Woody's Roundup, and then we'll later see the finale episode, but
Hmm.
I also wrote down in my notes, do you have any favorite merch?
Favorite merch.
Any kind?
I love my Yoshi hat.
Yoshi!
Yoshi.
Did you watch the new Galaxy movie?
No, I haven't.
Did you watch the original?
See, I did. Um,
You,
unfortunately,
oh, if you didn't like the first one, you're not gonna like this one.
I I watched it because I was like not gonna watch because I was like I don't. You heard my rant in the beginning of the
Okay.
movie of about cash grabs, and it felt like cash grab. But then
Yeah.
I saw the TikToks of the little star.
The star is funny. The
I
Luma?
love the star. Yes, I was like, you know what? Okay, let me watch it.
Yeah. Not worth just the star.
Not worth just a star.
Okay. Yeah, second one is even worse because there's less of a plot. It's literally just Easter eggs and jokes.
What's the plot? No,
Um, if you ever do watch it, I recommend waiting till after the
no.
bar and you go call your friend Medea for some help.
And I would like to also say, I am. I'm not the number one, but I'm a big Bowser Jr. guy.
Oh my God.
And
Wait, I have a story for you after this.
okay,
Go finish your thought.
I heard the voice of Bowser Jr. I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, same. So, at work the other day, I was doing a Portuguese tour, and this little boy from Brazil, he's walking around with his mom because his mom's like she's interested, but he's like there, he's like probably 7 or 8, and I was like, oh, did you go to Universal? And they were like, yeah, we love Mario World, blah, blah. And he's walking around with his little Mario collectibles, like he has
Mhm.
Bowser Jr. and the Bowser Jr. ship, and he has
Yeah.
Mario, a little Mario toy, and then like we're talking in the middle of the Georgie and Mandy sound station, they're like. and I'm like, does anybody have any questions about this? And then he like raises his hand. I was like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, so this is Bowser Jr. And a lot of people don't like Bowser Jr. because he's a bad guy and he kidnaps Peach. But I like Bowser Jr. and this is Mario and he fights Mario. And I was like, you know what? This is very important information. Let's talk about it. So then I'm like, so did you watch the new Mario movie yet? And yeah, so I just, kids crack me up. And I want to think I was probably like that. I would be walking around with my Woody and Buzz and be like, this is Woody and this is Buzz. And Woody was in a TV show called Woody's Roundup. And Buzz went to go rescue him when the prospector was being mean.
I like it. I like it.
Um, but yeah, like I was like, I love a tangent. Like happy to go there.
Irrelevant tangent. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was so much
Yeah.
fun.
It was more important than Georgie and Mandy. I'm sorry.
Basically, I need to know. I
Yeah.
need to know why he loved Bowser Jr. Because let me tell you
Shout
something.
out to my mom.
That
My mom loves Bowser Jr. also.
listen, this is a small club and we are fighting for our lives. This is-
Um, so yeah, so my favorite merch, I mean, I'm wearing, I love the little alien merch. I have two alien shirts. I have a Pizza Planet hat. So I have a surprising amount of Toy Story merch. Um,
it
I
works so
have
hard.
I have Lightyear underwear from Disneyland. Listen, it was on sale at Disneyland in the Space Mountain store. I was like, you know, if in doubt, get it.
You know what? Honestly, I like people that goes with their gut.
Yeah. I was
Not enough
like,
people do that.
listen, sale is a sale.
Yeah, and especially this economy,
A
like
yard sale.
yeah, every. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna be above 50 with you though. I'll say I'm not a fan of yard sales.
I don't think
Not
I've
be,
ever been.
I've seen signs for them before in
Yeah,
like
I drive by
neighborhoods,
them.
but I've never been to one, and I never will.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm fearful of like what spiritual deities is stuck to them, and I don't want that in my home.
Valid. Also, just to emphasize, I feel like the Lightyear underwear, that is a PJ at home sort of vibe. Those are not like they're just like very, very like bedtime sort of situation.
See. Let me tell you something. If I had some Buzz Lightyear underwear, I wear it like my normal underwear. Like if people saw me with it on my work, I'd be like, "Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do about it? I got my
Well,
Buzzy thing."
yeah. Well, it's for me, it's like, oh, this is like important to me. I don't want to get it dirty in the regular civilian
Oh, fair enough, fair
outings.
enough. Underwears do
Yeah.
get holes in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, so Rex is channel surfing, and then Ham's like, I got this. And then he's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." And I feel like that's so you coded. Like you're like, move over, I'm faster than you.
It's like and be like, "Listen,
Yeah.
I'm in the
And
zone.
then they're
I'll
like,
get
whoa,
back
whoa,
there."
whoa, wait. And then Ham's like, too late, we're going around the corner again. And then
I love it.
they're watching the commercial and then they're like, draw. And I'm like, Edge is fast. Like, how do you draw a
Yes,
map like that?
so
Also,
fast.
like, they're like 20 blocks away, I guess, or 20 miles, did they say?
I thought they said blocks.
Because if it's miles, I'm like, that's a long walk for me, and I have adult human body, not toy little legs.
Like that's almost like a marathon.
Yeah.
I've never done a marathon, Felipe.
No, I've only done a 5K, and even then I called it quits at the 2 mile mark and started walking. When I
You know,
was
I
a
will say,
kid, I did cross country and I never walked. But I do want to do a 5K later this year and like run the whole thing. That's one of my New Year's resolutions.
no, I love the color runs.
Oh, I don't think I've ever done that. Would you ever do a Taco Bell marathon
What's the Taco Bell
or a
one?
beer marathon where you like every mile you have
No,
to eat something Taco Bell or you have to drink a beer?
no. Let me tell you something. I would never do a beer marathon.
I would
Like
never I would never
I
do a Taco Bell one either.
I think you can convince me of the Taco Bell, but the beer one, no, I can't do it. When I drink beer, I'm here to have fun, and that's going to ruin my fun.
Yeah. So the Buzz gets a Rex, Potato Head, Ham, Slinky on a rescue mission. The idea is to let go. Because Rex is like grabs Slinky and he won't let go. He's like, the idea is to let go. And
Yeah.
then Mrs. Potato Head's like, and I'm packing your angry eyes just in case. And then the blooper, she's packing more stuff. It's so funny. I love
Nah,
that scene.
I love it.
Um, then
Rex should have stayed home.
it's sunset, and then Woody is watching the final episode, and he's like, wait, what happens next? And it got canceled because when Prospector and Jesse are stuck in an abandoned mine, and it's a cliffhanger, and then Prospector's like, yeah, 2 words, Sputnik. Once the astronauts went up, all the kids wanted to play with space things, and then Woody's like, well, I know how that goes, because of Buzz.
Toy Story
Um,
1, yep.
but then they're playing with the toys, and he's like, "I'm on a yo-yo," and then he like throws the thing, and he's like, all right, I get it. There's a snake in my boot." And then he plays fetch with Bullseye. They're on a record player, and then It's like, and then the museum, and then he's like, museum, and they all fall off the record player. He's like, we're being sold to the Kanishi Toy Factory in Tokyo.
Tokyo.
And I'm like, listen, I hear free trip to Japan.
I also heard that, and I also thought the same thing.
But also, like, we'll come around and talk about these points later, but like, I would much rather go to Andy's house and be played with for another good 5 years than be stuck in a glass museum.
Okay, so here's my truth, and I really want to hear Bullseye's. Not,
Bullseye, Bullseye don't speak.
I get it, I get it, and I was like, well, I haven't heard his backstory yet, so I don't know if we can. But then I was like,
He's a horse.
he's a horse. We're never going to hear his backstory.
But Bullseye's
Um,
an icon.
but here's
We
the
need
thing,
more
right?
Bullseye merch in this world.
I agree. I like Bullseye. Um, but like I see how someone like Jesse and someone like us Proctor Pete got jaded in life. And I get when you're jaded, I can see the appeal of Tokyo, Japan. Um I'm not saying Tokyo is only for jaded people. But in this situation, Woody has yet to get to his jaded stage.
Mhm.
I feel like if this was like more like in the middle of Toy Story 1, they could have sold him. But like Woody got a good thing going on.
Mhm. Well, it's also like if we think that, so this is 1995. Let's
Yes.
say if the first Toy Story is set when it comes out, and then this is probably like a year later. Like
Mhm.
because if Sid's in summer camp in the first one, this is probably like a year later. Molly's walking.
Yeah.
So if these toys were designed for a 40s or 50s show, theoretically, Prospector Pete could have been in the box since the 60s at Al's Toy. Probably not Al's, but like shipped around to different collector houses. Jessie, who knows when Emily abandoned her? She might be there for like 10 years. And like not played with for another 10 years because Emily was growing up getting into makeup. So like she could be like literally unplayed with. Bullseye, who knows? But Bullseye's just like, YOLOing it. But
Mhm.
like Woody's been actively played with for a while. Who knows how long Jesse and Prospector have been there? Jesse is amenable to being played with again, obviously, but Prospector, he's like, nobody wants me unless I'm in my box. That's what he's learned, I feel like. I don't know. I don't know. He's like, he wants to be in a museum because he has an ego. He wants to be respected. But like, I understand from Woody's perspective, like, I want to have more fun. I'm all about the fun.
And I think that's the thing with especially with Jesse and Prospector. Like at the end of the day, like don't we all just want to be loved? And they're not getting it from their personal lives, their personal connections. With Prospector never being chosen as a toy, with Jesse
I mean,
having
would
a
you when you have those four? Like, if Prospector's 4 out of 4, I'm sorry.
correct. You're not wrong. You're not incorrect. But you can see the resentment building up.
Yeah.
And Jesse being heartbroken because of Emily and what Emily does. I get that. And they're like, if I can't get it from a personal, I would prefer to be just adored by other people and instead of having that one-on-one relationship because I'm never going to get that. Meanwhile, Woody's like, I'm actually loved. I'm actively loved right now. So like, why would I give that away? And Bullseye is like along for the ride, and I love him for it.
This is like, I don't know why.
Like Bullseye is my number one.
This is like, I don't know why this is the analogy that came to mind, but like, this is like saying you want to get the collection of Funko Pops for the big four from Survivor Africa, Kim, Johnson, Lex, and Big Tom, and saying your favorite is Big Tom. Like, that's crazy to me. If you pick the Prospector as your favorite. AJ disagrees.
Like I can see why people like Big Tom. That's the thing.
I mean, yeah,
It's
I
like
can see why people like Prospector, but he's like the side character. Like Big Tom's not the star, respectfully. He's the side character in that group. I don't know.
he's not,
Maybe I'm out of pocket.
I think you're out of pocket.
This is a conversation for another podcast. But like,
Okay.
yeah, but like Prospector, like of objectively 4 out of 4.
I'll give you like Prospector is objectively four
Okay.
out of four.
But we end up where are we in my notes? Yeah, so Jesse's upset. She's like, I won't go back in the dark. I can't do it. And then Al shows up because she doesn't want to go back in storage, so they all have to like go back to their places. And Al accidentally pulls Woody's arm completely off. Do you think that hurts the toy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that
I had
um
nothing else to contribute.
and then calls the collector to fix Woody in the morning. And then I don't remember what this is in reference for, but this is so funny. Are you shrink wrapped? Like that's like they're like he says it to Jesse at a certain point. Um
Yeah.
but I forget what she does that pisses. Oh, she like I don't know, like because it's
Like
we get to the TV scene later, so it can't be for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Um, anything you want to say about your notes? Do you have anything interesting? Have we gotten to the Forrest Gump yet?
No.
No? Okay. Um,
Oh,
so
pause. There was a line that we missed that I loved from Mrs. Potato Head.
yes, go for it. I love Miss Potato Head.
Don't talk to any toys you don't
Don't
know.
know. Don't talk to any toys you don't know. To Al's Toy Barn and beyond. Um, and then Ham is like, they're all walking, and then Ham falls and pops his coin, and he's like, "Okay, nobody look at me." There's a lot of like naked scenes of this movie between Bullseye dropping his saddle
Yeah.
later in the movie, and then Ham popping his coins, and then Buzz reminds, and he's like, "Y'all, did we give up when Woody had saved me from Sid strapping me to a rocket? No. Did we give up when Woody did this? No. We are here. We are Andy's toys, and we are gonna save Woody." And then we get the American flag backdrop because
Mhm.
Al is watching this documentary, falling asleep with Cheetos on his fingers, or like cheese puffs. And then he's sleeping, and like, what a mess! This man is a slob. He has a nice
A
apartment, but what a
slob.
slob!
Such a slob, Felipe. Oh my goodness gracious.
Imagine him in the Big Brother house.
Please no. Honestly, I would hate watching him on feeds.
Real. Like, I don't think I would be friends with Al. I think he's probably like nasty, but like, he has a nice living condition.
Let me tell you something. The moment I learned I could never rock with that man was when he was like, "Should I take a shower?" and chose no.
Well, he was gonna miss his flight. When do you think the last time he took a shower before the movie started?
Probably.
Yeah,
He looks like he don't shower.
valid. So yeah, Woody tries to get the arm, and then the TV starts blaring. Hey, I also love Bullseye in the scene where he's like trying to join, but he's like eating the Cheetos and licking Al's fingers.
And I was like, "Stop looking at man's fingers." I was like, "He didn't wash his hands."
You know he don't. You know he don't. Bullseye needs to brush his teeth.
Please, Bullseye.
Also, Al burps on Woody's face.
Which is like fair. He's asleep. He can't control his body.
Valid. But Woody thinks that Jesse did it, and he's like, say that again, cowboy doll. And she says, if the boot fits. And then they start fighting, and he said, if I had both my R's. And then Prosper says, well, the fact is you don't, Woody. And I'm like, damn.
like, and I think we get the signs that Prospector's bad guy here because like they're fighting over like who did the
Yeah.
TV and the Prospector's like, let's not even talk about that. But like, what did Jesse have seen Prospector at least do it and is like protecting him at this point?
Well, maybe
Like,
Jesse was in the box. Like in the dark, in the like styrofoam. Like, was she in that
no,
green
she was in the
suitcase? No.
glass thing.
Maybe she was sleeping. Who knows? Maybe she was off the clock.
I'm just thinking, listen,
You would
because
think so.
I was getting bad vibes from Jesse. I'm gonna be honest with you, and
Well,
also
maybe
she might be an
Jessie was trying
accomplice.
to go and stop Woody in a different way, and then she
Mm.
didn't, and the TV just turned on. But like, yeah, I want to know what Jesse's alibi is. We never find out.
I don't trust Jesse.
Um, and then we go to the morning.
Yeah.
They're going slow, and all the toys are tired besides Buzz, and he's like, "Hey, some of us are carrying $6 and change in here." And then Buzz is like, "Who's behind?" And then Slinky says, "Mine," and then his little tail is waggling. They're like, "Oh, they found Al's toy barn," and they're like, "Oh, we have to cross the street," and they're like, "How do we
Yes.
do that?" And then they're like, "Cones." And then Mr. Potato Head says, "You're not telling me it's a mashed potato."
This was the Forrest Gump reference.
You're not turning me into mashed potato?
No. Slinky said, what did Slinky say? Slinky said, I may not be a smart dog,
Dog.
but I know what roadkill is.
Oh yeah. That's a Forrest Gump line. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, like what is it?
Yeah.
I may be a stupid man, but I know what love is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. We haven't gotten to the other
And I was like,
references I
Tom
wrote
Hanks
down.
is in this movie. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, that's funny, Forrest
That's
Gump.
so funny. Um,
Like honestly, Felipe, that was the best I felt this entire time. I was like, I caught something. I caught something.
I yeah, I love that. Yeah, great shout out. Like I
Thank
wrote
you.
down a couple references we'll talk about at Toys Barn. Um, do you know what movies I mentioned already? Star Wars and Jurassic Park. Yeah, we said it already.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wrote down the cones of chaos scene. They are causing accidents galore.
Here's my thing in my notes. I was like, okay, uh, where should liability lie? Is it on the toys for causing this mayhem, or is it the fact that like there is clearly bad drivers here, like people that do not know how to drive? Because I
Imagine
think yes,
imagine a 2026 perspective where there's like a teenager on their phone. I don't want to
The
think
toys are
about it.
dead. The
Yeah.
toys are done. Like
And also
we're
the
gone.
people are done too.
I think the people are already done.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Like I saw the wreckage.
I saw the wreckage, but I don't think anyone got killed, which we love.
I saw a light post fall.
Yeah.
I pause. I saw that cylinder thing roll.
But it's also wild because like I can't imagine the toys were in the toy barn for all that long. So like this got cleaned up in like 3 hours. And then also Al has to drive from his apartment to his work at the same day. Like, and also wouldn't you like he would like look out the window and be like, "What the heck is happening?" But Al's probably still sleeping.
Fair enough.
Or Jerry, yeah, like Jerry could have been one of the people driving to that area.
Jerry might be the problem.
Jerry might be the problem. Yeah, but for me, the most memorable moment comes when they're like they drop, and then Potato Head's foot gets caught in the gum, and then he like saves it, and you can even see that like the spatial awareness of the I'm not clowning on the animators at all. I know they worked so hard, but like it looks like he's in the middle of the cylinder, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden when they cut back, he's like at the end and he gets through. And I was like, "There's no way Potato Head survives." He did get
No
turned into
way.
mashed potato,
Like,
but
also, did Miss Potato Head pack a extra pair of shoes? Did
and
I
his
make that up
angry
in my head?
eyes.
Did I make that?
But there's also I don't know why it's so soothing when the cylinder rolls over the gun and like just like pops it up. I'm like, oh, that's so soothing. Speaking of soothing, this scene is so soothing. Jerry cleaning Woody. Like this could be like my meditation playlist.
I'm glad you liked it.
You don't like it? Does it creep
I,
you out?
it did.
Why?
Like I don't know. I just having like Jerry like close up and like doing his glasses thing and doing his particular thing. I get it. The toy is
Oh, the
small.
eyeballs, like collection of eyeballs, but like the
I was like, this is
painting,
weird.
the
This
spraying,
like, why do
like
you have so many eyeballs? Like,
he's a
had a lot.
fixer-upper.
He said a lot, Felipe.
Well, I wanted to ask you, now that we've done the pre-production stories of this and know how rushed and overworked these people were, do you think this was a shot at Disney when Al's like hovering and then Jerry says, "You can't rush perfection," or "You can't rush art. You
Mm,
can't rush art."
I can see that. I can see that. I
Even if
like
it's
that.
not a shot, but it also like does like I mean, because like that is a thing. Like studios
Hmm.
overwork their crew members, like executives overwork their
They
teams
do.
for money purposes, and then like you can't rush a good piece of art to get a
I,
profit.
I agree. I agree with that sentence. I like that
Now,
sentence.
I also do think there is something to be said about deadlines and the power of having a deadline. I do think extensions should be granted, but I also don't think we need like 3 years between seasons. I think you can have a deadline for writing, a starting of production. Like, I think there is like something of too much time between projects. If it's
I
like a series, like, why am I supposed to remember what happened last year? It's easier for me to remember on what happened on a show last year than like what happened on a show 5 years from now.
like I agree. I think TV shows take way too long to come out with new seasons,
Yeah.
especially
Once a
TV shows
year.
that cast kids. Like, why are you casting a kid and then waiting years and being surprised that they grew up? Like, what are we doing?
Honestly, it should not have like this kid was cast as Percy Jackson in 2019, I think.
Hmm.
Why is are we only 2 seasons in? Like this should be something that you bang out once a year. You should have had all the scripts done the moment he was cast
Hmm.
and like
And,
just tweak it.
and listen, I get it. It's a volatile industry. You are uncertain
Well, yeah, there
about.
when things like strikes happen, you can't account for that, but you can get up and running as fast as possible after that. You don't
Yeah,
need to take like 3 years to write a season.
you really don't like because like these bums just a few years ago were like cranking stuff out year after year. Game of Thrones, one of the most acclaimed shows, year after year.
Yeah.
Then it got bad, but you know.
I didn't watch that part. So, but like, shout out to Netflix, honestly, because Netflix will, for the most part, except for something like Stranger Things, but like once a year. Like I didn't even realize the Four Seasons was having a second season, but it's like about a year to the date from when the first season dropped, and I'm like, shout out Tina Fey. Come on, Miss Thing.
Shout out Tina.
And I'm like, Coleman Domingo's booked and busy. How'd you film with his busy schedule? But they did.
It's not
Uh,
great.
but nobody wants this. They do want a season a year. Like keep it on that, on like one season a year. It doesn't like I get it. You want it to be perfect, but like I also think like sometimes you spend so long trying to make something perfect that like it inhibits the actual thing. Like you're spending too long to draw it out in every single thing you want to get in there. But then like it's not as strong. But like sometimes a deadline makes things because if you have to get something done, it gets something done. And yeah, it's not perfect, but there's beauty in imperfection, and also it makes, I think, a lot of things stronger because like, oh, we had to like make sure every box was checked.
That's fair. That's fair. I would give you that, especially because you're more the person
Well, I
doing it.
also
But I
think
feel
like
like like I also think like low key, they're just like doing other things. Like
no,
that's
real. That's, I mean, like for me, indefinite, like the lack of a deadline for a lot of things means that I am indefinitely going to be working on projects and I can
hmm
prioritize other things. But
yes.
if you give me a deadline, I'm going to get things done and it's going to be executed great. It's going to get at least an A minus.
hmm like it gives someone a reasonable amount of time to do some work. That's fine. I get that extension if it's needed, especially if it's not the person's fault. I get that. I agree. Um, but like these years on things, not for me.
But you need to
Not
give me a target date. Like I haven't written new jokes in a long time because I don't have a target date. Like if I was in a class and I had to write new jokes every week for homework, I'd be writing new jokes consistently. But because I'm just like, I'll write it when I write it, then it's not like coming out naturally. It's just like concepts in my head.
hmm
This
And we all had
giant bug
concepts
just
of a
flew by
plan.
you. I don't know if you saw it.
By
It's
me?
Hopper. Yeah, Hopper's back. It's not in this frame of the shot anymore, so I don't see it. But it just like
Oh.
right behind your head. Shout out to the YouTube viewers. Sound off if you're in the comments. Um, but Jerry cleans Woody, and I thought it was soothing. You disagree.
Correct.
The toys are gonna jump to get into the toy barn. And Mr. Potato has said, like Slinky's like it's closed, and then Mr. Potato said, "It I know we know how to read, Slinky. We're not preschool toys." And I was like, "Oh, that's a setup for Toy Story 3."
I like that.
Toy Story memories. Do you have any favorites? Toy Story memories? Not Toy Story, Toy Store. Like
N-
Toys
n-
R Us.
No. With that being said, I will say my saddest Toy Store memory was one year in Christmas. We were in Macy's, yep, or JCPenney's, one of those two. And we were looking around for something for a gift, and there was like a Toys R Us in the corner, and I was like, "Oh, that's all that's left." Oh, it's just a little
I
corner
don't think Toys
section.
R Us is in business anymore.
No, no, they weren't.
Makes me sad.
But
Shout out
like
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
but they used to be like the big staple at the strip mall, and then it's just like, oh, this is just now a
Yeah.
corner part of another store. It's like sad.
Yeah, no, it really is sad. When I went to Brazil earlier this year to visit my grandmother's, I watched Roofman on the plane. Highly
Mhm.
recommend Roofman because like he ends up living in a Toys R Us. Like
Oh,
it's crazy. It's based on a real story. I think it takes place in North Carolina, your old stomping grounds. But yeah, shout out to Toys R Us. We love Toys R Us. Jeffrey the Giraffe. I remember one
hmm
time when I was in a Target, I must have been like 9, and I walked by, and immediately we see this little stuffed duck and like a collection of them. It's like I want that stuffed duck. I named him Ducky. Maybe inspired by Toy Story 1 because there was a character named Ducky. But I'm like, I want Ducky, and I walk around the store with him, and then my parents are trying to check out, and then they're like, no, you have to put Ducky away, and I'm like, I start sobbing, crying.
oh,
And then I don't know if it was in that same day that my dad went back or he went back another day and got me Ducky, but like shout out to my dad. He knew that I needed Ducky, and now Ducky is somewhere at my parents' house.
oh, he enabled you.
Yes, real. My mom probably, if my mom's listening, she's gonna like find pause the podcast and yell at him. Let's see. But
That's funny.
yeah, if my parents are listening to this, let me know.
Hi, how you doing?
So we're doing this toy store outing now. And Jerry's painting Woody's boots, so he's no longer Andy's. And then Buzz goes into the Buzz aisle just to take a look, just to take a peek. And he sees the utility belt, and he's like tempted. You know, this is
Yeah,
why the Bible says temptation is bad. Didn't we learn that with Adam and Eve and the apple? And James Clement, don't bite the apple.
yeah.
So then he goes, he looks, and then, hey, what are you doing, soldier? Out of your box, out of your hypersleep. And then he's like, "You're not a toy." And he's like, "Oh, I hope I wasn't this delusional." And AJ and I are out here like, "This is Woody's reparations."
This is like, sir, you are very delusional.
Um,
No offense.
Meanwhile, Rex grabs the Bucks book, and again, more cross-cutting in this scene. This movie has a lot of cross-cutting where we see a lot of things happening around the same time.
Mm,
Ham gets wheels, and he's like, I got wheels," and Potato Head's ready to drive. He's like, "Let someone with fingers drive."
fair.
Um, and Rex is reading the Bucks book. Buzz is fighting Ultra Buzz, and he says, "Tell me I wasn't this delusional," which we said. And then the other toys pull up. to the Barbie pool party.
The Barbie poop, like Felipe, I've remembered this scene so vividly. The Barbies, I think it was in many commercials. That I think.
Possibly, yeah. Well, because then it's also like someone Slinky says, "We've been down this aisle," and then Potato Head or Ham says, "We haven't been down this aisle. It's pink." And then they pull up, and they're all like these hornball men.
Hey, listen, it's a pool party,
It's a
baby.
Barbie pool party, and they're dancing. How low can you go? How low? And then they ask for directions, and he's like, and Mr. Potato Head's like, I'm a married spud, I'm a married spud, I'm a married spud. And then make way for the single fellows, Ham says, as because tour guide Barbie does the slide down, does the flip, and he's like, I'm tour guide Barbie. Please leave all hands, arms, legs, vehicles in the moving vehicle at all times. And then Rex asks a question, and he's like, please leave all questions for the end of the tour. And then they go down the Hot Wheels aisle. And I'm like, I felt seen by this tour guide Barbie. When the Barbie movie came out, I was like, I'm tour guide Barbie. Um,
I
so
loved it.
then Rex puts the book in front of them. And I'm like, sir,
What is Rex doing? Oh my God.
this is when AJ's like, Rex could have stayed behind. Who's behind? Mine. And then Buzz asks Shirley in the movie, who's behind it? And AJ said, should have been Rex.
It should have been Rex. It should have like it pissed me off.
Bo Peep would have been more help.
Literally, like both people would not have caused that accident to happen outside.
Yeah, so then Rex falls out of the car, and then because all these gumball machines, because they crash into the gumball machine again, toys causing chaos, and then Rex starts going, and then we get the mirror shot where it says objects may appear closer than they do in real life. That's the Jurassic Park reference because we see the
Oh,
dinosaur running through, and Rex the dinosaur.
that's funny because I did write. I like that shot.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know if it was a reference.
the married spud. I mean, shout out to tour guide Barbie. That's the voice of Ariel, and she spoke perfect Spanish.
Shout out, shout out. I like the tour guide Barbie. I
Yeah.
wanted to see more.
I wonder, is that the same Barbie we get in Toy Story 3, or is that a different Barbie?
I think it's a different Barbie.
Yeah, because I'm like, she didn't go back to the store with them.
No.
But and then we also see another Barbie later in the movie who's Amy's Barbie. You're gonna love Amy. She's an
Ugh.
artist. AJ got the same heebie-jeebies as the prospector. You know, AJ's big team prospector in this movie, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Who said that?
I mean, you empathize with him in that moment, clearly.
Yes, and I can feel someone's pain and be like, you suck.
So Buzz is trapped by Toy Ultra Buzz, and then we go to Al's photo shoot, and they're doing dun dun. I can hear the musical cues. And then Bullseye's sad because the prospector tells Woody to make amends with Jesse before he goes, because Woody's like, I gotta go now that I'm fixed. And then he goes up to sit, and Jesse's looking from the sky roof that they have, and he's like, I just want to see the sunlight one last time before I go back in the box. And I'm like, damn, that hurts. That
Hmm.
I felt that. And then Jesse's like, yeah, like I sure can empathize with how you feel about Annie because it feels like it's the best thing in the world, right? And he's like, how do you know that? She's like, because I had Emily. When somebody loved me, I was there and beautiful. Oh, goosebumps in this movie.
I really liked it. I really loved the scene of the flashback of Jesse and
Yeah.
Emily. Um,
Be honest, did you cry?
no.
No.
I,
I
I'll be honest. Here's the problem. And I think because of the way Jesse took this, it was very heartbreaking. It was very hurtful. And I looked at this like with joy. It was like a happy sadness, like when you think back in high school or something like that.
nostalgia.
Yeah,
Like
nostalgia. Like
nostalgia
this,
has like bittersweet.
yes. And I think and I get the very bitterness that came from it, especially because of what happens later on. But especially like the first half when it was just playing and good stuff happening, I was like, this was positive nostalgia. And then when she fell under the bed and like we saw the dust again, I was like, oh, that sucks. I get it. But even then it was like, what was it? In the scene where she was about to get donated, she still like one last time like cuddled up to Emily, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, like it sucks what happened, but it was worth it because of the love that was there at one point.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like sometimes I don't know if you experience this, but like you're reflecting on things that happened in your past and you feel this like bittersweet nostalgia. Like for
Mhm.
example, when I was a kid, I used to go to the rec center for summer camp. I used to go after school. I used to do swim team there, and I used to like the like my parents signed me up for like Friday night movie things there because my parents were working parents, and so they would bring me there. And I also didn't have the most amount of friends growing up,
Mhm.
and so there was like, okay, this is movies, and you go there and they like buy you like dinner, like pizza or chicken nuggets or whatever, and then like, you watch movies. And sometimes I was literally the only kid in the room,
Mhm.
and that was like a very important thing for me growing up. And then many years later, I worked as a lifeguard at a summer camp at the same rec center, and I had a miserable experience, right?
Mm.
And so like you kind of see how the sausage was made, and like it's tainted. So like now I have a lot of conflicted feelings about this environment, where it's like it means a lot to me and has a lot of positivity, but like those positivity have like a paintbrush of like sadness. Like, and we'll talk about this with Inside Out, right? When you blend the
Yeah.
memory cubes or the memory orbs. Like just there's like also like when I think about like my childhood best friends and how much fun we had growing up, and then it's
Mm.
like, oh, but then they moved away when I was really little, and like it's like, oh, like whenever I see them as adults, like because my parents are still really good friends with their parents, but it's like I don't really know who these people are as adults because they moved away when we were young, but they were like my first best friends, and it's just like
Yeah.
there's weird moments, or like even when you think about like TV shows and like there's a little bit of taintedness when you're rewatching Drake and Josh, I'm sure, because of all the stuff that's come out, but like you still remember the fondness that you have about the show,
Hmm.
even though you know the people behind the scenes, even with these Pixar movies, right? Like the
Mm.
behind the scenes things, it's just like it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated, but
It's
nostalgia is
complicated.
very bittersweet. So I appreciate that tenderness because, like, yeah, a lot of times I do get in my feels about like how life was easier when you were a kid.
Hmm.
But I think the way you framed it right now with this musical number, like, is important. And I don't know, like, I don't cry usually watching this scene, and I didn't for this rewatch. But I like sometimes will put the song on when I'm really sad, and it's like I have cried listening to the song, if that makes sense. Just like I have when Buzz the song what's it called off the top of my head? I'll look it up later. But the when
With
Buzz flies,
lifeboats.
yeah, when
What's
you
it called?
are a toy, I will go sailing no more.
I will go sailing no
Yeah,
more.
that one. Yeah. So these songs are like, I mean, there's a reason this song got nominated for an Oscar, and it's sung by the lady who does the dog commercials, Sarah McLachlan. Do you know? Do you know what dog commercials I'm talking about?
Felipe, when I tell you that's not the dog commercial I thought you were talking about,
What did you think I was talking about?
like I was like, oh yeah, with the dog tree, with the like where the dog was like very happy for the tree, and there was like this rough road part. Like
No, no, the sad like adopted like in the arms of an angel. In
yeah,
the arms of an angel.
well, clearly we have two different ideas what the dog
Yeah.
commercial is.
The sad dog commercial, that's what you think of with the tree?
You didn't say sad, you said the dog commercial.
Okay. We'll look at this in post.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Maybe I just wasn't
But
listening.
yeah. Anything you want to say about this? I mean, like, what is your makeup that you get interested in as you get older? For me, it was reality television.
Wait, what? Say that again.
So you know how Emily gets loses her interest in like Woody's Roundup and Jessie toys and cowgirls and
Okay. Yeah.
horses, and she gets into makeup, and then the only reason she even finds Jessie under the bed is because she drops her like makeup foundation kit or whatever. For me, it was probably like television, but more specifically reality television.
That's a good question, Felipe. I think it probably was reality TV as well. I think that's when I was like more getting into it. Probably that and baseball.
Baseball. Are you a Braves fan?
I was. I don't watch
Now
baseball
you're a
anymore.
Red Sox fan. It's okay. We love Red
No,
Sox. Go Red Sox.
no. Like I think it was like Braves or Miami. Like that was who I really rocked with.
The Marlins.
Yeah.
Valid.
I yeah, I think it was more reality TV though.
Who do
If
you
I'm
think
being
is the
honest with you.
best baseball player from the Toy Story team?
The Toy Story team, Jesse.
Oh, 100%. Her and Bo Peep, I think, are better than all the men.
Like
I
100.
think 100% they're
Yeah.
better. I do think Woody is probably better than Buzz.
I think
But
so.
Woody
I
has
think
longer arms, so I think that helps.
yeah, Buzz is cockier, but like, Woody's clearly better.
Buzz is probably better in the outfield because you see him playing catch with Zurg at the end.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um, yeah, I'm a better catcher than I am a swinger, but uh,
That's-
like a baseball swinger. I don't know if that's yeah.
oh, no, baseball still.
AJ, this is actually AJ's gonna be crying because he's gonna listen to When She Loved Me, and it's gonna be about this podcast ending. No I'm kidding. If this podcast ends, I will listen to the song and I'll be like, When AJ loved me. Um, this is yeah. So Emily. Well, okay. Before we move on from the section, have you heard the
Yes,
Emily is Andy's mom theory?
Emily is Andy's mom theory. A pause. I think so, but I did not think about it until you just said it. So tell the audience.
No, that's just it. That's literally it. That Emily is Andy's mom is the theory that like
Oh,
um
I thought you were going to go into detail why
and
that's the
then
theory.
maybe well no, so like if I were like I actually don't know the ins and outs of the theory that well.
Ah,
Like I haven't done like a TikTok deep dive like I have with the Pixar universe theory. But if I were to be media literate a scholar right now. Um,
Okay.
if you think of the fact that like maybe Andy's mom watched a lot of Woody's Roundup with Andy when he was a kid because they might have collected VHSs and her
Hmm.
parents might have had that at grandma's house maybe. And then so Woody, they got the boy version of the toy for Andy and maybe she's nostalgic about Jesse. So that's maybe how Andy's watching these 40s shows maybe. I don't know. That's
That's
my
fair.
theory, but like there is like an ongoing Pixar theory that Emily is Andy's mom. Uh, but I don't think we ever find out Andy's mom's name also, so it's
Andy's,
possible.
but no, I think it's just Andy's mom.
Yeah, I think she's Laurie Metcalf is credited as Andy's mom. So that's just a theory that's out there. I think it would be cool, and I think it would be fun. Like, because there's
I agree.
sometimes that happens. Some things happen in life where it's like, oh, there's no way I ever thought this would connect back to this thing from like 10, 20 years ago, but somehow
Hmm.
it does. Like, at the San Francisco event in the fall, I ran into someone I went to middle school with from my
Oh,
hometown at the RHAP event. So like some things happen where it's like, oh wow, this is like a wild like coincidence, and maybe that's a quinky dink that Emily's mom is Andy,
I like
is Andy's mom,
coincidences.
or sorry, Emily is Andy's mom.
Yes, I like the theory.
Okay,
I didn't think about it for a while, but I like
yeah.
that theory.
And then Jesse says kind of like the thesis of the movie is you never forget kids like Emily or Andy, but they forget you. That cut me deep.
Yeah,
Shout out to Bear. I hope you're doing well right now. I don't
that's
forget you.
sad.
And I didn't forget Ducky. I name dropped Ducky on the podcast, and AJ dropped Goku's name and Pikachu's name. So, we're shouting out our toys that raised us.
Like I remember, I don't know if it's the first time I watched the scene or what. I literally went to my toys and says, "I will never let that happen to you."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, you apologize to your toys for on
yeah.
behalf of the toys in this movie. Um,
Basically,
So we go to Prospector, and he says to Woody
Prospector.
that Andy's growing up, and this makes Woody decides to stay and go, okay, to Japan. So Prospector low-key has some good social strategy in this movie. Like he is a low-key threat survivor-wise, but then he gets too petulant at the end, and like he really like becomes a bigger threat and like shows his full colors later. We'll talk about it, but like the subtle manipulation, like go tell Jesse goodbye to make sure you leave with good conscience.
Hmm.
To like then say like yeah, just like saying that little line. Like prospects are like planting seeds. Like I
He
want to see
was.
who's more effective, him or Lots of Hugging Bear when we get there.
Mm.
Because I think Prospector so far is like of the villains we've encountered, the most likely to win a social strategy reality show like Survivor or Big Brother.
Yes,
Like Hopper's in your face. Sid's gonna be like a first boot.
this it is a first boot.
Al is also a first boot because he smells bad and
I was also a
don't
first boot.
Al has Jerry from Big Brother 3 energy. I'm sorry to say. He don't wash his nasty hands. Danielle's gonna yell at him for washing his hands.
Did not watch Better 3.
AJ, pause. Once we finish this podcast, you need to study for the bar. But then once you finish the bar and you're waiting for the results, in addition to rewatching Pixar movies, you're gonna be watching Big Brother 3. Because how are you gonna go on Matt LaGuarria's podcast and not be a Big Brother 3 fan?
He asked us what
I know,
series.
I know, I know. But you need to
Yeah.
watch Big Brother 3. It's one of the best seasons of Big Brother of all time.
Interesting. It's sad because I know that's Danielle's first season, and I have not watched Danielle's first season, and I adore Danielle. I feel
Okay.
like I adore her more because of season 3.
Marcellus is also on that season. Marcellus is
I didn't care for
incredible
Marcellus on All
on
Stars.
All Stars, yeah, and because Marcellus flopped on All Stars, but in Big Brother 3, oh, you understand the hype.
Oh,
He even has this whole monologue about how Scooby Doo, like he didn't like his favorite episode of Scooby Doo is like when he's talking to himself. There's a segment if he had a daughter, he would name her Coolada. His favorite episode of Scooby Doo is the Abominable Snowman one. Like Marcellus is
fair,
camp.
fair enough.
So yeah, so we're back at Toy Factory, and
Yes,
Slinky asks the toys, like the Rock'em Sock'em robots, if they've seen it. Yo, he was talking to me. No, he was talking to me. And then one of their head pops off. Did you have Rock'em Sock'ems?
no.
No. Um, Al frames. He drops the photo as he's faxing them to the Kanishi Toy Factory.
Hmm.
And they hop into his bag, and he's like, "I'll be on the first flight to Japan. I'll be on there tonight." And then Buzz escapes from his little hypersleep container, his toy package. Real
Yes,
Buzz. And I did laugh at the line where Ultra Buzz was like, "He doesn't look like poultry." About Al. So
fair.
this scene where Buzz is like flipping on the baseball bat and like sliding down the
Yes,
trapeze, that's really cool.
I
And
liked
then
it.
he slides out the door, but he knocks off this whole thing, and then Zurg is, of course, the lunchbox that
Mhm.
traps in the door, and he's like, "Destroy Buzz Lightyear! Destroy Buzz Lightyear!" And then
We could have
the
got Zerg.
yeah, the bag is left behind in the car, and they call Rex Godzilla multiple times. No, they call Rex Godzilla when he destroys my crime scene. And then Stand Still Godzilla is also when he goes to unlock the door and Potato Head goes flying and Ham's laughing. And then
Mhm.
Ultra Buzz accidentally opens the door for the vehicle. And then they go, like, because Rex says something about going to the left and into the shadows.
Yes.
And they go through the ventilation system. Um, and I wrote down here because they were like, Ham Potato Head was like, no, we should pretend we're a pizza delivery guy. Nah, what about a hot dog and fries and a ham sandwich? And I was like, I wrote
I
here,
was like, yo,
are AJ and I Ham and Potato Head?
yo,
Because we would
like
totally pretend to be a delivery driver instead of going through the vents.
because Ham was going off. I don't know,
Yeah.
Ham was going off.
Anything from your notes from this point in time that you want to hit on?
uh, no.
No? Okay. So they go in the elevator, and then Toy Ultra Buzz wants to climb, and the gang is like excited. They're just gonna hop on the elevator and ride out, and they're like, no, we're gonna go climbing. Like, and they're holding on, and like we already established Rex has tiny arms. He
Yes.
slides down, Ham is dropping change.
My question is, why is Ham so high up? Like, not Ham, Rest.
They're
Rest is at the
also
bottom. No, Rest at the bottom. I do not trust that animal. I do not trust that toy. That toy has lost all credibility with me. I hate him.
When did you stop trusting Rex? When he destroyed the crime scene, when he turned the TV on, when he put the magazine in front of Barbie when she's driving, like which was when he couldn't let go of Slinky's butt.
That's when.
Yeah.
That's when he couldn't let go. I was like, you know what? This man is unreliable. He's just gonna weigh us down. He gotta go. News gotta
Buzz
go.
Buzz follows the footsteps of Rex's T-Rex because he does the comb by himself this time.
Hmm.
But also like Zerd just like YOLOs it. Like we
Yeah.
don't see Zerd crossing the street.
Yeah.
We also forgot to mention Ham's line earlier. Like, why did the toys cross the road? To get to the chicken on the other side.
What?
Do you like chicken cross the road jokes, or did you always think they were stupid?
I always thought they were stupid.
Yeah. I do like the one that I heard from Donkey at Universal one time. Why did the toilet paper cross the road?
Why?
Because he was looking for a crack.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I like
That
that one.
was
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Donkey. Donkey has a window at Universal, and
Well, here's the thing. I trust Donkey's jokes more.
yeah.
Like I trust Donkey as a comedian.
And I'll make some waffles.
I can't wait
Uh,
for season two.
I can't wait for like I'm so excited. You know, after this, we're 10% done with the podcast series for the season
Oh my
because it's
gosh.
the third of 30, right? So,
Oh my gosh.
so Al starts packing up. The roundup gang's excited. They do-si-do and and then Prospector's like, I'm doing the box step. And I was like the adult humor for those. Yeah. Ham drops change, Rex slips, and then Buzz is like, hang on, I got my anti-gravity belt. And then the elevator starts climbing up. Yeah. And Buzz is underneath, the real Buzz. He's like, I'm like, Buzz, you're doing too much.
I'm like, why are we letting Buzz Lightyear
Like,
act like this?
yeah, Potato Head is like literally like, remind me to keep glue his helmet shut or whatever at one point.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's the correct response.
Yeah.
Like, Buzz is on one. Like, if I didn't think we got the wrong Buzz, I was like, he clearly like drunk something that got him intoxicated and got reverted back,
Yeah,
or a factory reset.
why did they split up in the toy factory in the first place? Like, why did Buzz split off? Like, what? Like, I know they were all looking for Woody, but like, why did the four of them stick together? If they're gonna split up, it has to be Scooby-Doo style, two and three.
I don't think it was like a split up. I think what they were running and Buzz just like stopped running and they didn't like check
Who's
on the thread.
behind Buzz?
They like honestly bad friends.
AJ would never do that.
Never,
No.
not on purpose.
AJ would walk around with fried chicken in his pocket, but he would never leave you behind in his robe, like Felicia.
Listen, that was funny.
That was a great costume. Um, so they're dancing around. Have you seen the meme where I'll try to clean it up for the children that might be listening, where Woody
But
walks
yes.
at the boss and he's like the feeling when you take a 4-ton dookie.
Yo, okay, I didn't know that was the meme. No, the answer is no. I've seen the GIF. I did not know
Okay.
that was the
Well,
meme.
no, but then like the caption is like when you get out of the bathroom after after releasing 4 tons.
I know, I did not see that. Oh
But
goodness.
so
Yes.
Red like the wind, Bullseye, and then Bullseye's saddle falls off and he like runs away naked.
Mhm.
The toys hear Woody, and Potato Head uses his eye, and he's like, "Okay, I see them." And they're like, "Okay." He's being tortured, and they like, "Okay, we got to use your head." I don't want to use my head. And then they smash through, and they're all fighting. And
Yeah.
you heard of he's like pig pile, and there's the double buzz and they see that there's two buzzes and then Buzz just like pops his helmet and shows Andy's signature and they're like a buzz and they're shaking they're like oh we're friends we're all friends here and then real Buzz tells Toy Ultra Buzz that it's code 546 and he's like Your Majesty.
I like the scene. I think it was a messy scene. I feel like what we really need here was like some clear communications. Be
But
like,
it
hey, yo, stop fighting.
this is for the sillies because then Rex is like yeah we're his friends and then it's like they're
But
also my
also,
friends.
yeah, but also it's not a fair fight. It's like all y'all versus a lady and a horse.
And a guy in a box.
The guy in the box can't even fight.
Imagine if Pam broke the seal of the box, how pissed Prospector would have been. And then Woody's like, they're like, Woody, you're being sold. And he's like, I know, I'm excited. I'm going to Japan. And he's like, I was a yo-yo, Buzz. And then Potato Head's like, was. And then Buzz does a direct quote from the first Toy Story movie where he's like,
Mhm.
You are a child's plaything. You are a toy. You're meant to be played with. And then he's like, No, I'm going to stick around with my new friends. And then so they all go back the way they came from. And then Woody sits on a roll of scotch tape to watch the TV show singing, You've Got a Friend in Me. And the lyrics hit. And then he's like, Wait, Buzz, come back. I'm going to go. I changed my mind. And then he's like, Okay, toys, come with me. Like Jesse, Bullseye, Prospector. And it's
Mhm.
like Prospector, he turns the box around. He's like, the box is empty and Prospector's like spinning the mine tool, the Minecraft. Is that what it's called? The mine tool?
Like the axe?
The axe, the mine
Not
axe.
the
Yeah.
pickaxe.
The pickaxe and he's like turning the screwdriver shut so they can get through the vent. And he's like, "You're out of the box. You really are Stinky Pete, aren't you?" And this is the villain reveal. So AJ, I know you had things to say about the villain reveal.
I enjoyed the villain reveal. I think the first time I watched it, I did not see this coming. Like, I really thought we were dealing with the Chicken Man, but when Pete was the bad guy the whole time, I was like shook to my core.
I mean,
The
porque
fact,
no los dos?
see, um, so like, I like the idea that like this man has personal trauma and now it's everyone else's problem. Um, uh, I I think it was too late in the movie though. I think we're like near the wrap up for like 20, 30 minutes left. And just to do the switch up from Al to like, oh, we gotta worry about Pete, it was like too drastic of a change for me.
Yeah.
Like
No.
I like here's the thing, like I like the idea of Jesse, right? Where I guess you consider Jesse a good guy in this movie. However, like we learn early on, like Jesse has these issues. So when Jesse does stuff that I do not like or agree with, it's like, okay, I expect this from this character. I'm here for this character. I might not like it. I might actively be annoyed with it, but I'm here for Jesse because I understand who Jesse is as a full character.
Mhm.
This was like a mask off moment that I don't know deserved the mask off.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still processing your take.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I don't know. I
Like
like a
it,
twist villain. This is Pixar's first twist villain, and I thought it was a good reveal, and like also like it sets up the final act of the movie where like now we
mhm,
get the great set pieces at the airport. Um, but like yeah, but I mean because they made him the most like undesirable of the four toys that are going to the
mhm.
Kanishi Toy Factory, like I can understand from his viewpoint that it's like nobody's gonna want to play with me. Like even if they go to Andy's house, like is Andy gonna play with Prospector? Probably not as much as he's gonna play
No.
with Jesse and Woody and Bullseye. But I still think I would take that deal over going to stand behind a glass. Like I I yeah, that's you're just gonna be on a shelf. Like you don't do anything.
Well, that is his life now. Like that is his
Yeah.
current life. Felipe, the only thing that's changing is the country that he's in. Like, if we're
Yeah.
being honest. So like for Prospector, this means nothing to him. Like
Like he doesn't get
if
any of the coin.
like But I think here's the bigger thing. Like he's like, I finally, because they talk about like, oh, Prospector saying you were going to come all this time. Like, th- in Prospector's head, like Woody can't ruin this for him.
Hmm.
Like he's not gonna let Woody ruin this. He's not gonna let Jesse. He's not gonna let all these other toys ruin it. Like I like the motivation of Pete.
Hmm.
I feel like I wish we were like doing more along the way for me to feel this, instead of me being like blindsided. And maybe I just wasn't watching the movie like diligently enough to pick up on the hints because there
Probably.
were
No, I'm
hints.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There were hints. There were clues. But I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not looking at this character as like a villain. I'm looking at this as a character with flaws.
Valid. Yeah. Oh, I think those are sometimes the best villains, right? Like the villain whose like perspective you can understand, but whose actions you don't agree with.
Yeah, but then he like starts assaulting Woody and
Well, yeah,
like
that's
starts to
that's
tell
the
him about,
actions that we
and
don't agree
then
with.
and then I'm like, see, this is not a part of your character. This is not what I learned from what I did. Like
Well,
you do mischievous stuff.
I think
You
he
don't.
wants to be in the museum because then
You're
it's
not
like, oh, there's
aggro.
a spotlight on Prospector versus like he's like 4 out of 4, like we talked about.
Yes.
So I guess that's why, and that's why he's so desperate to go to Japan. But I feel like, do you just like your life that much and you don't want much change? Whereas like you're scared of change and like going to Andy's house is scary.
Well, I also say this. Like I don't think we learn about his backstory until after this. Like,
True.
that's especially why. Like now that I know the backstory, I can like put the pieces
I mean,
together.
do we even have much of his backstory? Like he's just been there the whole time, right? Like
Hmm.
at least Jesse, we like get the full flashback, but like Bullseye and Prospector, we don't know where they
No,
came from.
pro I don't know where Prospector came from, but we know that like he was basically like the toy on the shelf that was so excited to get played. And he got to see all the other prospectors get picked, but he was particularly the one that got left behind, and then
Wait,
he is
when
the one
does
that
he
got
say
put in
this?
storage. After he turns bad, after he
Was
turns
I
bad,
not paying attention?
the answer is no.
No. I've seen this movie countless times. I do not remember this man saying like he was there were multiple prospectors and he was the only one who wasn't played with.
Yeah, he was the only one that was never picked, and that's why he's mad. And I was like, okay, I can get that backstory from you. Why is this coming so late in the movie? Like,
Um, but I like this villain twist. Like he's I mean, spoiler for a second, he's gonna be number one.
he is not my number
Maybe we'll get there when we get there. It's between him and Hopper for sure. Like
one.
Sid and Al are definitely like the bottom two of the four. Um,
Okay.
so we are where am I next? So yeah, so they tell that they should go back, and then
Yes.
the Prosper's like, you want to watch kids from behind glass and never be loved again? Some life. That's what Buzz says to Woody. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then he scratches the boot paint off. And then what he says, I can't stop Andy from growing up, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. And that's when he changes his mind, and he's like, okay, let's grow up Prospector as a villain. He also always hated space toys in particular,
Hmm.
because of stuff from the first movie.
Yes.
Al leaves, Zurg arrives, and the toy Buzz fights. Because they're all in Al's bag at this point. Like he's like, shower. This is your favorite scene. Don't have time for a shower. Zurg arrives to the toy Buzz fights Zurg, and then Rex accidentally. Oh wait, sorry. We get the Star Wars reference, which is no, I am your
I am your
father.
father.
And then he's like, no. And then whilst the main toys are trying to grab Woody from the suitcase, and then Prospector pulls him back in, and Slinky's trying to stretch. Rex knocks Zurg off the elevator. And he's like, I did it. I defeated Zurg. And later in the movie, when Ham's playing video games, the guy's like, you can't beat the real thing.
No, I loved after he got like after Zurg fell off,
Yeah.
Bus was like, "Father."
Father.
Oh.
Um, Shout out to Mr. Potato Head who launches his hat and blocks the door from closing.
Some flyish.
Yeah.
Like you see those TikToks of people trying to stop the elevator
How?
door from closing.
With their feet or with something else?
Like sometimes it's with a feet. Someone did it with their shoes, with a shopping bag, X, Y, and Z. Just some way to stop the doors from closing.
Hmm.
It was like a nice little trend for a little while.
Yeah. And
It's a
Mr. Potato Head goaded in it.
he goaded in it.
Yeah. And then they're like, pizza anyone? And they see the Pizza Planet truck. Do you think it's the same guy?
N- no, I think that guy probably got fired between one and two.
Valid.
I don't have trust in like their turnover rate being like low.
Hmm.
I think
Valid.
it's very high.
Ultra Buzz decides to stay behind with Zurg. He's like, I'm gonna play catch up with my dad, and they play catch. And the toys are like, okay, we gotta drive. And they're like, ooh, new toys. The aliens are there on the window,
Yes.
um, where the smell things go. And then use the rod of power or whatever. And then they're like driving around. And you said you don't want Rex to be the eyes.
No, God, no, I don't want
Yeah.
Rest to be the eyes. You saw when Barbie was driving earlier, Rest got him in a wreck, and we're supposed trusting this man.
For real. So then Potato Head saves the aliens as they make a sharp turn, and he grabs the string, and he's like, and then they come back inside, and they're like, "You have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful." And they keep repeating, and he's like, "Whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then they get to the airport, and they're like, "You can't park here. This is a white spot." And they get off the truck, they go, and then they're in the dog crate, and then this girl comes up and is like, "Oh, a puppy!" And then Slinky's like, "Burr, burr, 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 burr." Um, this is where Al's gonna harass the airport ticket employee, saying, I'm gonna make more money tonight than you make in a year."
That's annoying, bro. That's so
Um,
annoying.
and then as a kid, I wanted to be in baggage claim so badly. Like I wanted to go in this conveyor belt. This looked so fun.
You know what? Yes, I agree with that. It did look fun.
Um, there used to be a CD-ROM game that I had, which was based off of like Toy Story and Toy Story 2, and there was like a level where you had to like do but you were Buzz jumping over suitcases and like doing it like on the conveyor belts. That was a fun game. There was also the critter tic-tac-toe, basically, with the critters from Woody's Roundup. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember many of the other games other than the slime ones with like the Randall-looking creatures from the first Pizza Planet. But um, I thought this was so cool. And then there's two green suitcases. So most of the toys, again, they split up, but Buzz goes by
Yeah.
himself, and Slinky goes with him. And then he's like, "My behinds on the road to Baton Rouge." Like I was like, that's so funny. Like, because again, adult humor. Buzz goes to one. The toys all find the camera equipment, and then Buzz gets
Sucked.
he got socked in the face by Prospector, and then Woody's like, "Don't do that to my friends," and he's like, "You really want to do this, Woody?" And then he rips his arm again, and then the toys all flash photography blindside the Prospector, and then they like throw him into the backpack, and they
Yes.
probably like hold him down until the backpack gets like shoved into the like baggage claim. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna love Amy," and the Barbie's facing with her head to the face, and then she turns. And she's like, "She's an artist," and her face is all painted and doodled on. And Prospector's like, "Hmm." And AJ's like, "I feel for this man."
Like honestly, and y'all can say I was a bum as a kid. I don't give a
You
crap.
don't you don't like face paint?
I don't like when people draw on their toys.
Okay. Yeah, no,
I
I wouldn't draw on my toys, but like
like
if they're gonna draw on my face, I'm fine with face paint.
like people coloring their toys. Did not like it.
No, yeah, I don't like I think I remember vaguely getting frustrated because my parents were like, "We should write your name on Woody's toys." Like, no, you have to write Andy's name on the toy.
Fair enough.
Um, so I don't even remember what we did, but I feel like yeah, you keep the toy in original condition.
Yeah. And the only time we alter is when you ask them to break it, and that's okay. It
Yeah.
happens.
Like Andy fixes Woody. And then so we get rid of the big bad, but Jesse stays stuck in the suitcase, and then they take them and they're on the far east plane. So they go, and then Woody, Buzz, and Bullseye go right like the wind and go off chasing after it. And I'm like, Bullseye got some chutzpah. Like he is moving. Like he is
Moving.
going to the same like I can't run as fast as that truck. Let alone, I mean, that truck is probably going
Bro,
like very slow. But if this was a real car, like, oh, baby, I'm
and
sad.
also like Bullseye is like a lot smaller than you.
True.
So it's like
Yeah,
needs a lot more steps. So
exactly.
it's hustling.
And he's holding Woody and Buzz on his back.
Literally, I cannot even do it with nobody on my back.
Remember when we talked about Shaggy Showdown for Scooby Doo? I like this horse a lot better. This rodeo stuff a lot better.
You did not have me on for good episodes of Scooby-Doo.
Valid.
You did not.
Yeah, we don't have to unpack that. So Woody jumps on the back of the truck and he goes into a luggage storage on the plane and he's like, "Well, this is not, I think you're on the wrong flight, Jesse." And they're about to leave, but then, oh no, the plane door closes.
No,
And
no.
I'm wondering, is this a real hatch they have on real airplanes? Because like, I feel like that's dangerous if the hatch
No,
stays open the whole flight to Japan.
no. Can I tell you what pissed me off even more? They was like, "Oh, we got more suitcases," and they said, "Ah, then we'll put on the next flight." Felipe, if these bums do not have my suitcase on the flight that I am on, I am fighting everyone in the airport. I don't care who you are. You could be innocent bystander. Me and you are throwing hands. Like,
No,
do not.
if my luggage doesn't arrive, I'm like, what the heck? Especially like they are moving way too fast. Like there is no way, unless Al is like truly like behind, but like they do not fly off as soon as the door for the luggage closed. Like you sit on the
No,
tarmac for like 30 minutes at
you
least.
sit on there for so long.
Like I'm like, that's the most unrealistic part of the movie. Maybe life was different in the 90s, right? I don't
You know,
remember.
fair enough. I wasn't around.
But these days, we'd be sitting on there. One of my friends recently told me that Spirit Airlines went to fucked, and she's so sad because like there deserves to be the equivalent of a Waffle House in the sky.
Pause. I would love a Waffle House in the sky. Wait a minute, yo. Don't talk down on Waffle House now, baby. Pause. Your friend? Don't talk down on Waffle House.
Shout out to Candace if you're listening. Um,
Candace, Waffle House is the love me some Waffle House.
but Woody jumps down and he almost slips, and Jesse holds his ripped arm, so he's like falling. And then he's like, "Okay, what happens at the end of Woody's round?" And she's like, "We don't know. The show got canceled." He's like, "Well, we're about to find out together. Do you trust me?" And he swings his pull string. I was like, I didn't know his pull string went that far back. But he hooks it like, and Buzz grabs the hat, and he's like, "What's a cowboy without his hat?" And he's like, "Buzz, get behind the tire." And he snags it, and then he's like, "Jesse, trust me." And I'm like, "Do you trust me?" Like Aladdin. And he goes swinging, and they land perfectly on Bullseye. I was like, I would have eaten the ground.
Can I? And I get it. I said earlier, like it would hurt the toys. Would it hurt that bad if they just hit the ground?
Probably would hurt less than it hurts us. But also, they are
Yeah,
smaller, falling from a higher distance. Maybe it hurts more.
they could break.
Yeah. Yeah, they could break. We saw what happened to Buzz in the first one.
You know what? You know what? Okay, never mind.
I am Mrs. Nesbit.
I take
By
my.
crime scene. My vocal sim's just popping out. So yeah, so they are like, let's go home and play. They literally take the luggage car. Did you catch that?
Yo, that was hilarious.
I never
Yo,
picked that up until the
that was
end
so
of this
funny.
movie. I feel like as a kid, I was like, I don't understand why the luggage car is there. And now as an adult rewatching, I was like, wait, yo, they drove that all the way home. That's crazy.
And they're blocking these people's driveways.
Like,
The niggas just
listen,
come out and look like,
you know those
why
bums
is this
that
here?
work at the airport literally have their headset on too tight. I'm like, Woody, your eardrums are probably insanely popped right now. But like they're probably not paying attention. And I'm just like, the Far East trailer is driving. I'm
Just
like,
going.
at least attach the other pieces so you can be a little more incognito. You and again, I don't you we don't trust Rex driving a regular car, let alone
No,
something with that much. Like that's a big truck.
I agree.
Um, but Andy gets home. They're like, Woody, where's Woody? And then he turns around. They have an etch a sketch welcome hood Woody. And I'm like, if I'm Andy's mom, I was like, how'd these toys show up here? Like Jesse and Bullseye. And he's like, oh wow, new toys. Thanks, mom. And then he plays overnight. He fixes Woody's arm, and he's also like, it's Bazooka Jane and her trusty steed. And I was like, how dare you call me Bazooka Jane? You don't know me.
Listen, Jesse's just happy to be played with.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah, valid, real. And then Andy fixes Woody, and he's like, "Thank God I didn't bring him to his whole arm could have fallen off." And I'm like, "Little did you know, Andy,
Mm,
Andrew."
Andrew.
Yeah. So Buzz is like talking, meeting Jesse for real this time, and she's like, "Oh, excuse me, like you're a very nice toy and whatever." And she's like, then Slinky's like, "But Buster has an emergency," and then just like that critter needs help, and she does the willy trick that Buzz does in the first movie,
Bubble
unlocks the
style.
door, but Buster goes to go to the potty, and then Buzz's wings pop off, and I'm like, as an adult, I'm like, "Whoa, that's so funny."
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
it.
Um, then we get Ham is playing the video game. We see Al crying on TV. Rex is like, I don't have any interest in playing this video game anymore. It doesn't hit the same way once you've done the real thing. I've defeated Zurg in real life.
Sit
And
down,
then
Rex.
the aliens are there with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. He's like, you have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful. And then Mrs. Potato Head is like, oh, you saved them. Let's adopt them. And then Mr. Potato Head's, oh, um, Wheezy is fixed. The squeaker got fixed. We're so
Hey,
happy. And then we get into the jazz version of You've Got a Friend in Me. You've got a friend in me. We see out the window, Molly is walking, and Andy's mom's like, oh, maybe she can drive soon. And then this is from Woody and Buzz. They're looking out the window, and it's like, are you ready for Andy to grow up? And he's like, It'll be fun while it lasts. And then Woody says, and when it all ends, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. When it all ends, I'll have old Buzz Lightyear to keep me company for infinity and beyond. You've got a friend in me. And
That
I'm
was
getting
sweet.
goosebumps right now. Like, and I got goosebumps watching it. Like, oh my God. Like, I was so happy. Like, I love the Wheezy Jazz number. Like, all the toys are dancing, the jazzy version. You've got a friend in me. And then that's it.
We're
Bloopers. Toy
done.
Story 2. And the
Woo!
bloopers, any favorite bloopers of yours that stand out?
I really like the Barbie one. I really loved
The
like
tour
the
guide
Barbie,
Barbie.
the tour guy
Hi.
Barbie at the end.
Oh, can I stop smiling now?
Yes,
Please. Please.
I felt that in my core.
I felt that in my core. Trust me. Trust me. When you have to perform when you're having a bad day, you're like, yeah, my mouth hurt. My teeth hurt. Uh, are we good? Are we done? Please. Um, I also I feel so bad for Rex, but when he hits his head and the thing doesn't hurt and they all get um and then Woody being in the toy box for Buzz Lightyear,
Yes.
and then also like flicking and Heimlich's being like a Bug's Life too, and to this day in 2026 they're working on Toy Story 5. There's no Bug's Life 2.
No, no Buzz Lightyear. No Buzz Lightyear. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't
Um,
do enough.
but yeah, that's it. That's our Toy Story 2 recap. Any big takeaways? Any final thoughts? Like, what are you taking away from this movie as we leave it in the recap section?
I'm gonna remember this more in the future than I did coming into this. I think this was a very fun watch.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new characters that we got. I think I enjoyed the side characters, excluding Rex, more than I did in the first one.
Oh, see, I
Uh,
love Rex more, even though he's doing crazy things.
See, I learned I have what's the opposite of having a type?
You have, you have, you have. Yeah, I mean, it's also having a type for your negative characters. Like you
Yeah,
have,
because I'm like Heimlich from the last movie, Rex from this one. I just, you know what? I know what I don't like. I know what I mean? And it's that character,
mhm.
that stereotype.
Valid, but I love Rex. Like he cracked me up in this movie. Like, was he impeding on a search and rescue? Absolutely, like
Yes.
Mr. Whiskers. But did he crack me up in the meantime? Absolutely. Like he wasn't like PT Flea where he was actively frustrating me.
Okay, BT3, yeah.
Heimlich was also more like one note. I felt like Rex like at least had his own arc in this movie where he's defeating Zurg.
Mm.
And yeah, he's not as good as he was in the first one. I do think like he was a lot funnier in the first one, but he was
Yeah, I
also
do.
funny in this one. But we'll get into segments. I think also for me, like the big takeaway from this is the set pieces, like Al's
Mm.
Toy Barn, the road, the airplane, the airport, like the Pizza Planet truck. Like there's a lot more set pieces that and scope to this movie than there was in the first
Mhm.
one. Like I literally read in the notes for the production of the first one, it was like, yeah, we go into two houses, a chain restaurant, and a gas station, and
Mhm.
the road at the end. Versus here, it's like, oh, we go to a lot more places.
Yeah.
So yeah. Should we get into some segments?
Let's get into segments, baby.
All right, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the song tiers, movie rankings, MVP, LVP, or villains?
Let's start with songs here because I think I have the most controversial takes.
Okay, yes. What is your take? Okay, so just to reset, AJ has You've Got a Friend in Me and I Will Go Sailing No More in S tier, Strange Things in A tier, and The Time of Your Life from Bug's Life in C tier. And we're adding When She Loved Me and Woody's Roundup into this one.
Okay. Um, I would like the record to show I would go sailing no more above you have a friend of me.
Okay.
Uh
But both still in S tier or no?
Both still in this tier.
Okay.
However, I did watch this movie more and I was like, you got a friend of me might just be propaganda. Because they shoved it down our throats
Do
so
you want
many.
to have a separate ranking for the jazz version or no? Just the song itself.
No.
Okay.
I think if we did it would be lower, but I think it was fine. It was serviceable.
Okay.
Like I liked it.
But both are in S tier, or are you moving You've Got a Friend of Me to A tier?
You got a friend of me is going to stay in this tier.
Okay. But it is propaganda.
Yes, it is propaganda,
Okay.
but like, propaganda that worked.
Yes.
I'm putting Woody Roundup in F tier.
S tier.
F.
F.
F tier.
Whoa. You think it's worse than the time of your life?
Yeah.
Can you sing the time of your life?
Like, and that's the thing. It was like a credit song, and it was like serviceable as a credit song. It's fine.
That's
Woody's
that's
Roundup was not enjoyable at all.
that's crazy. I'm putting Woody's
I
Roundup in B tier, in the B
I did not
tier.
enjoy Woody's Roundup.
You're crazy for that. I know the
I think it is easily Randy Newman's worst song.
I think Time of Your
Of
Life is so unmemorable. I couldn't tell you a single lyric from it. The Time of Your
I
Life.
can't tell you a lyric from Woody's Roundup.
He's the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the Wild Wild West.
Sure.
Woody's Roundup.
I'm so glad you brought joy from it. It did not bring me joy.
I think you're wrong in this. Listeners, viewers, sound off in the comments. So yeah, I'm giving it a B, but you can be wrong and put it in F. Now where are you putting When She Loved Me?
I'm putting When She Loved Me in A tier.
Okay.
I think here's the thing. Um,
Below or above Strange Things?
Below Strange Things.
Okay. Okay.
I think it was a really good song on its own, and I respected it. Um, I feel like both I Will Sell No More and Strange Things um was better and trying to evoke emotions for me.
Mhm.
I feel like this was a nice song. I feel like it complemented the flashback very much well. I can watch the flashback again on mute and still feel the same things.
Okay. Interesting. So,
Meanwhile, I think if I can't do the Buzz singing on mute, and I cannot do the Woody scene on mute, but I think I can do the Just scene on mute and still feel feels.
okay. Interesting. Interesting.
But the reason why it's A tier because I think it's a good song still, but I don't think it was as necessary for the plot as the songs in Toy Story 1 was.
Okay, interesting. So where I have it, I am restructuring mine. So I'm gonna put "I Will Go Sailing No More" as my top song, just like you did.
Thank you.
Then I'm
Mhm,
putting "When She Loved Me," and then
mhm,
"You've Got a Friend in Me," all in S tier. I am moving Strange Things from S tier to A tier,
mhm,
and then Woody's Roundup in B tier. I could see myself moving it even further because, like, give it some time, and I could put "You've Got a Friend in Me" in A and Strange
mhm,
Things in B. But I think I will go sailing and When She Loved Me because of the emotions elicited, because of the like memorability, and
mhm,
because of the set pieces. Also, I think for me they like go into firm S tier, and then
mhm.
You've Got a Friend in Me stays in S tier because if you incorporate the jazz version in this one as well, like I think I can't because I got goosebumps. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep it up here for now, but I could see myself doing switcheroo later. And I think because of Bug's Life, we're incorporating end credit songs, even if they are originally from a different project. Like we're gonna talk about Finding Nemo, Beyond the Scenes, an original song that they are gonna do for this movie, but I
Mhm.
think we'll definitely talk about that when we get there.
Perfect.
And then in terms of AJ and I both have "I Will Go Sailing No More" and "You've Got a Friend in Me" in S tier. I also have "When She Loved Me" above "You've Got a Friend in Me" in S tier. In A tier, I have "Strange Things," as does AJ. He also has "When She Loved Me" under "Strange Things." In B
Mhm.
tier, I have Woody's Roundup. In C tier, AJ has "The Time of Your Life." In D tier, I have "The Time of Your Life." And
You know
then
what? Pause. I will bump it down to D tier
bump.
with you.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
dump. Yeah.
And then so in D tier we both have Time of Your Life,
Mhm.
and then in F tier Woody's Roundup is on AJ's F tier, and
Yes.
he's wrong, but that's okay. Um, let's go to villains next. So on the Mount Rushmore right now, we have to add Prospector Stinky Pete and Al McWiggin,
Yes.
and that's officially the Mount Rushmore as of now. Hopper, Sid, Prospector, and Al. But in terms of tiers, I have Hopper at S and Sid at A. You have Hopper at A and Sid at B. Where are you putting? Let's start Al. Let's start with Al.
I'm putting Al C tier.
I am also putting Al at C tier
Mhm.
from Toy Story 2 because I feel like for now he's like kind of a minor antagonist, but he is memorable.
Mhm. Yes, I agree with that.
Like he's even in the first one if you miss and catch it, but like
I did miss it.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I also think I'm about to bump Sid down to B tier as well. I think I'm
Okay.
ready to do that from Toy Story. I do love Sid. He was the first, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, I will let you speak on Prospector Stinky Pete first, but I know where I'm placing him.
Here's my question. Here's my true question when I think about Prospector Stinky Pete. Am I wrong for having Hopper in A tier? And should Hopper be in S tier?
I don't know. That's a
Because
that's a you question, AJ.
because wherever I put Stinky Pete, it will be a tier below Hopper. Um, and I'm thinking is Stinky Pete a tier character villain or a B tier villain? I get the switcheroo, and I think it is helped. I think he's helped by Al being a villain as well because Al is such a comically not great villain that like the threat that Stinky Pete actually brings is a lot more. Like, and I remember Stinky Pete as a villain as well. And I think I remembered him having the bigger presence than he actually had, but I think it's because most of the time he was like feigning a good guy. I like he threatened to rip Woody's arm off, so that's like not great. Not great in like, oh, he's a bad guy. Not great, like it wasn't compelling.
Mhm.
Um, I like his reasoning. I like the fact that he was neglected as a toy, and now he wants to hide away from the world and wants to. You know what? I'll put Hopper in S tier, and I'll put Pete in A tier.
Okay,
I talked
interesting.
myself into it.
Okay, so you are putting Prospector Stinky Pete in
A tier.
the A tier, and then you are putting Hopper from A Bug's Life in S tier. So that is some shakeups for you. So just to reset for your scores, you're giving Hopper S, Prospector A, Sid B, and Al C. I feel
Pause. I
like
like that. Pause. I did not know I did that. I like that. It's
and
clean. It's
yes,
clean.
I I feel like next week we might have to do some shaking up, but for now I'm putting both Prospector and Hopper in S tier with Prospector
Mm,
above Hopper. I think Hopper's more menacing and scary, but I think Prospector is more of a deceitful, hurtful villain. Like Woody's betrayed, and I feel like that is aligned a little bit with my experience in humanity, where like the
mm,
hurt is more villainous, where it's like, oh, I was deceived and I got hurt by someone I trusted. I feel like that's I don't know. That's something that I'm seeing right now in the villain, and I'm curious because we're going to talk about Monsters Inc. in a moment, and we have two villains in that movie as well. So I feel like this early stuff in Pixar is going to kind of establish what I appreciate more from a villain, and I think next podcast episode will be another discussion in this is like the betrayal or the outright antagonist. I think are two different things. But I am putting both in S tier for now, and that's a feature me problem.
I would like to say with you, I believe after next week, do not be surprised if none of the people are in the tier that they're currently in for me.
Yeah,
Like, I am ready to like move people around based on because Monster Inc. has some good villains. Monster Inc. has
yeah.
some good
Well,
villains.
I can assure you right now off the jump, somebody and probably two people are getting knocked out of the Mount Rushmore for me at least. Because right now we have a locked Mount Rushmore because there's only four
Mm,
villains in three movies.
yes.
But next week, or I think Al and Sid are both getting knocked out.
Like my gut right now says yes. That's where I feel like too. However, I gotta watch the movie first to
Yeah.
see.
And I actually have rewatched Monsters Inc. in January because I was just like, I want to rewatch Monsters Inc. And then we didn't have this in the plans at that point.
Mm.
But we'll talk more about Monsters Inc. in the setup in a few moments. Let's head over to the MVP and LVP. So just a reminder for this segment, we have three different sections. We have our Luxo Lamp Spotlight, which is our MVP of the movie. We have our Luxo Ball of Comedy, which is the funniest character of the movie. And then we have our PT Flea Bag of Dust, which is our LVP of the movie. AJ, I'm gonna give you the reins of Bullseye here. Where do you want to go first?
It's funny that you said Bullseye first because that's who I'm going with. Bullseye first as my spotlight. Like I adore that horse. Honestly, I do not understand why the horse was not my favorite character. Why I did not have a Bullseye toy. I adored him. I feel like my childhood was like lacking without a Bullseye toy. I love that toy. I love that horse so much, baby.
Bullseye for your Luxa Lamb spotlight. I'm still trying to figure out mine for the spotlight. Like, so I need a moment here. But in terms of PT Fleabag of Dust, I feel like I know where you're going here.
It's hard. I think that one that there's like a couple people I'm considering. Like I'm considering Stinky Pete. I think what he did was like very mean, and I think it was more of a you need to talk this out than like subject other people to your torture as well. I'm also considering Zurg. I feel like I did not like Zurg's including in this movie. I think he wasted time.
I think
I think
Zurg was just like used to get to untangle the plot line of Ultrabuzz and how we get rid of Ultrabuzz and not needing him for the rest of the movie.
honestly, if that was the issue, we could have cut Ultra Buzz too. We could have like
Well, because this is probably like stuff that they padded in the 12 minutes that they needed
that's
to
fair. That's
add.
fair.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking of Al.
Al. See, I'm surprised you didn't mention your boy Rex because you were popping off about Rex, but you're not putting him in their PT Flea Bag of Dust.
I think I gave him enough. I gave
Okay.
him enough. I think
Interesting. So, where are you going
Like,
with, or do you need more time?
because here's the thing. I think Rex annoyed me, but he did not upset me. If
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think Al actively upset me.
Okay, so it's
So I'm gonna give it to
Al.
Al. Yeah.
Al's Toy Barn. Al's Toy Barn.
like,
Um,
let me tell you how I know. When he was crying at the end, I was like, good.
yeah. Um, okay.
He was mean to workers that was doing their job. Like,
True.
what are we doing here, Felipe?
True, true, true. I want to get your perspective on this. So right now I'm between a couple people for my spotlight,
Okay.
for my Let's Live spotlight. I think this might be our last movie with Slinky. Slinky's going to be in the other movies, but I don't think they use. I think Jim Varney passed away after Toy Story
Um,
2. And I thought Slinky was a great, great character in this movie. He had a lot of funny
he was
lines. He was in the first movie, but I felt like he got fleshed out a little bit more. In
a
this
lot more.
one, we got a lot more Slinky. He had funny moments. He talked to the Rock'em Sock'em robots. His little behind was behind. He got sent to Baton Rouge. What's that little gal doing with my friend Woody? Um, so Slinky's a shout for sure. I think Jesse is another shout that I'm considering
Hmm.
here. I think Jesse had a great arc for a secondary character. I thought Joan
Hmm.
Cusack was incredible. She
Yes.
like you can't think of the Toy Story without thinking of Jesse now at this point. Like
No, you
she's like
can't.
you kind of even forget that she's not in the first one because she's so prominent in the rest of the franchise.
Hmm.
To the extent that she like supersedes Bo Peep as the strongest female character in this franchise. And Bo Peep
Fair.
has her arc in Toy Story 4, but like Bo Peep's not in Toy Story 3 and Jesse's in 3 and 4. Um, the Aliens, I love the Aliens, but that might be more of a comedy. Of course, Potato Head's going to be a shout out in the comedy. Ham as well. Wheezy, I think we don't get this movie without Wheezy. I think he's important, but it's also
We
like
don't.
Wheezy was very, very minimal in the movie. So I think I'm going to stick between. I mean, Woody and Buzz both are also like great, great options to have.
They
But
are good
I
options.
think I'm between Slinky and Jesse for this one, and I'm feeling very conflicted. Um, I think I'm going to give it to. This is actually really hard for me. What do you think about these two?
Like I think those two are valid people to give it to, especially if we don't get more Slinky the Dog in the future because of the tragic passing of the voice actor. Because I think Slinky, I think easily most improved from the first movie to the second movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like easily.
But I feel like overall, like I think Jesse's arc is so
Like
fantastic in this
it,
movie, and that's like my confliction because I know we're gonna get more Jesse, but I don't think we ever get as good Jesse. Like I,
because that's my thing. I think like this is Jesse's story. Not this isn't Jesse's story, but like I think Jesse is the thing that gives you that gives the biggest punch.
okay,
Like what happened with Jesse. I think Jesse is the most fun character, the imprint that she makes. And like here's the thing, I want like part of me is like Jesse will have another shot like in a future movie. However, I'm pretty sure like there's going to be other like breakout characters that are going to be
yeah,
like, no, this was a big showing for them. Where I think Jesse was too fun of a character to like not because I'm not considering Jesse
yeah.
from my other category.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna give Jesse my Luxo Lamp spotlight, and then I'm gonna
mm,
give Slinky my Luxo Ball of comedy. I do think there were funnier characters in Slinky, but
mm,
Slinky had enough of a comedy set here that I think it
yes.
was worth it to include. Like obviously, like I would love to shout out my aliens in this section. I
Mm,
think even Woody had some zingers in this movie. Like I thought that were funny. Rex, of
yeah.
course, Rex cracks me up. Ham, but. I think I'm just gonna give it to Slinky as kind of like you get the silver medal for Luxo Spotlight. So
Mm,
you also were really funny, and I think you were funnier than Jesse. So I'll kind of divide
mm.
my points like that. I need to noodle on my PT flea bag of dust. But who are you giving your comedy point to?
It's between two characters. And one of them is Ham. I think Ham was hilarious in this movie. Ham had me cracking up. Like every time Ham spoke, I was laughing, or at least had a smile on my face. I might not laughed out loud. The other one is Miss Potato Head. I think Miss Potato Head also every time she spoke, I was laughing and giggling,
Yeah,
even though
Mrs.
she.
Potato Head did crack me up. Don't talk to other toys. Don't talk to toys you don't know.
But it was like we didn't get a lot of Mrs. Potato Head in this movie.
Mhm,
Um, so I think those were the two that was like, at least when it comes to the comedy, it was like there wasn't a time where I thought they missed for me, where I
mhm.
think other people either missed or they weren't doing comedy.
And then even like Ham in the truck, he's not paying attention. He's just like reading. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't believe this thing has that much mileage.
he did say that.
And then he's like, ham sandwich.
I'm gonna give it to Ham. I liked him.
Yeah,
I
okay.
really like him.
I do also understand that we get more Mrs. Potato Head in three at the very least, and even four, because I think Don Rickles passed before four, but Estelle Harris only just passed recently. So,
Mm,
um, but yeah, Ham for AJ. My PT Fleabag of Dust is really hard because even the villains of this movie, like I have an appreciation for. I think Al's such a cartoon character. I think, um, I think Stinky Pete is like an important villain, but like,
mhm.
like in the last one, shout out to me. I think I'm hilarious for giving it to his parents for the last one. Um, I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna give it to Stinky Pete. I think I'm gonna give it Stinky Pete here. Like it's. I feel like I don't want to continuously give it to the villain of the movie, and we didn't with Hopper, or with Sid. We gave it to his parents and Woody, and we gave it to P.T. Flea in the last one, but hence the name.
Like
But
PT3 was so bad, we named a category after him.
yeah,
He was so.
he was so obnoxious, but this one nobody like obnoxious, like super obnoxious. Like I can't even think. I mean, maybe I give it to Ultra Buzz.
I liked Ultra Buzz. Like pause. I think Ultra Buzz had the same charm as Buzz did at the first movie. And
Okay.
was he reheating nachos? Sure.
Oh, we're gonna talk about reheating nachos en español in the future. But you know what? I'll just give it Stinky Pete here. I think we'll like divide our points amongst the antagonists. Like,
Yeah.
I could also give it to that little gal that like stole to put Woody like even pulled Woody's spool string. No, as a joke and made Al hear him. But yeah, no, that's where we stand
Yeah.
for these segments. And we got one more thing to do.
One more?
So before we move on from this section, we got Jesse and Bullseye for the Luxo Lamp Spotlights. We got Stinky Pete and Al for the PT Flea Bag of Dust. And for the Luxo Ball of Comedy, we got Slinky and Ham. We did our villains, we did our song tiers. So now it's time to do our movie rankings. So AJ Norris. Toy Story 2. Now, just to reset, right now we only have two movies. We got Toy Story, both in our number one position, Bug's Life, both in our number two position. My prediction is that this is our first time that we are not just going to go in chronological order. And I think this is the first time that we're going to disagree, if I had to guess.
I agree. I think we do have different opinions on this. Not different opinions. I think we both very much enjoyed the movie. I think this was a really good movie. Like, I feel like if we were like doing tier lists instead of ranking, we would probably have in the same tier. However, and you can tell me I'm wrong. I do have Toy Story 2 at number two.
Okay. So you have it number two. I have it. So you are putting Bug's Life at number three at this point, right?
Yes, Buzz Life is at three. Toy
Okay.
Story, then Toy Story 2, then Buzz Life.
I am putting this at one, and I am putting Toy Story 2 at one and Toy Story at two. And I assume you're
Mhm.
putting Toy Story 1 at one and Toy Story 2
Yes,
at two.
correct.
I think, like, again, I think pound for pound comedy, I think the first Toy
Mm,
Story outmatches this in every single category for comedy, for satire,
mm,
for maybe adult humor. I think this one might have a little bit more, like with
mm,
the Buzz Lightyear wings at the end, really like solidifying that. But I think like the lines are just funnier. That's like more of an outright comedy, laugh out loud, and this one's more of like, oh, there's like chuckles and hee hees and ha ha's,
mm,
but like the comedy isn't as like sharp as it
mm.
was. But I definitely agree with you. This is better than Bug's Life. And unfortunately for Bug's Life, I don't think it's like that close. I do
No,
like Princess Ada and Dot, but like I feel like the ensemble in this movie was a lot stronger.
a lot stronger.
Like,
Oh,
I mean, I think the only argument I will take for Bug's Life versus Toy Story 2 is that maybe if you want to like die on the hill that is die on the ant hill that is Hopper as the villain, but like I would hear you out, but I wouldn't agree.
yeah, like that's not enough to like
Yeah,
Hopper being a good villain is not enough to
yeah,
overtake Toy Story or Toy Story 2.
agreed. But yeah, that's it. So now in the behind the scenes conversation, we can decide how we want to organize the spreadsheet, if we want to keep it in chronological order or we want to go by points. But we'll do that offline. But with that said, the average is now Toy Story. It doesn't even matter where we put it because the average is the same for Toy Story and Toy Story 2 1.5. And I do think we should have like listener polls at a certain point, like to give them at some we can discuss this offline, but like listener if the audience wants to weigh in so they can if we need to break ties like this in the future, but I'm sure we'll also
Okay.
break ties or we can have our own like audience polling and they can like be involved on the side as well. But with
Mhm.
that said, that's a wrap on Toy Story 2. Should we start looking forward to Monsters Inc? Where do you want
Let's
to
look
preview
for,
that?
let's do Monsters Inc. You
Yeah,
can
what
go
do you want
first.
to talk about it? Oh, so I'll talk about it first. So yeah, I just rewatched Monsters Inc. in January. I mean, talk about comedy. Like Monsters Inc., Mike Wazowski, like when you get Billy Crystal in your movie, he's gonna have pound for pound so much comedy in that. Like to the extent that like the scare floor ends up being the laugh floor at the end,
Hmm.
right? So comedy is such a big part of this. This is like a great film as well. Like the world building is incredible. Monstropolis is its own city. Like we have so many iconic characters from this movie, and for the longest time, it was the only in this franchise. And even like I've seen Monsters University once when I was like 13 at home with my
Hmm.
parents. Like I could not tell you much about Monsters University. I remember some of the like random like story beats and like world building stuff, but I don't remember like the details. Versus like here, you like I could quote things from this movie, like put that thing right where it came from, or so help me, doom doom. Like James P. Sullivan as Sully, we got John Goodman, we got Billy Crystal as Mike Wazowski, we got Roz,
Mm.
who's so excited, an iconic character, Celia, we got Randall Boggs, which is Steve Buscemi, we got Water Noose, we got the Abominable Snowman, who's another John Ratzenberger character. We got Boo. We love Boo. Boo is like the principal character when you talk about the Pixar universe theory. We got the Doors. They're building a Monsters Inc. ride that I believe is themed after the Doors in Walt Disney World in Florida. So like that's just like nine characters. You can even get to the background characters, like the two garbage disposable guys that remind me of my friends that are twins. I'll tell you later offline. But
Okay.
we got George, who's the guy with the sock on him, the 2319. We got the CPA people. We get like this world is so iconic. Even just like in the factory, like, and we can also talk about the appendages of or like the ancillary content, like Monsters at Work and stuff, which I watched the first season of, not the second season of. But like, it's just a great world. I'm so excited. I'm just especially excited to do like a monster, Mike and Sully. Like when Mike Wazowski's like, I'm in a commercial, and he's like covered by the logo. I'm on the face of a magazine, and the barcode's on his face. Like it's just so good. Like Billy Crystal and John Goodman like together. Like I love that duo, Mike and Sully. Like almost as iconic as Woody and Buzz. Like Pixar knocks it out of the park with iconic duos, and I think they wanted Flick and Heimlich to be that, even though they barely had any screen time together in the Bugs Life movie. I feel like Heimlich is like the third tier of relevant characters in Bugs Life with respect to Joe Ranft and the incredible voice acting he did and the great animation of Heimlich. But like I remember Francis and
Mm.
Slim so much more. But yeah, I'm so excited for Monsters Inc. And also there's also a lot of heart as well where we think about Boo and like the connection that Sully and Mike make with Boo and like just I don't know. I'm excited. I'm so excited to talk about the RV. Another gator. Give me that shovel. Boom. AJ, the laugh floor, the scare floor is yours.
I like to take this moment and sing. Uh, do 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 do
Do do do
do
do
do do do.
do 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 do
Like
do do.
I think this is the first time like I fell in love with like a soundtrack. Like
Yeah.
I've like loved the music cues in Monsters Inc. Like honestly, pause. I'm being above 50 with Felipe. I think this might be the most excited I've been to watch movies so far. Like
Yeah.
I love Monsters Inc. I have like here's the thing. It's both I love Monsters Inc. and I have not seen it in a long time.
Okay.
And I think that combination here has me like so excited to like rewatch like Mike and Sully because honestly when you talked about like what before we were talking
Like the
about doing the
movies that mean
podcast.
something to you?
No. But when we were talking about duos before, like this was the first duo I thought of. Like it
Oh
wasn't
wow.
Woody and
Woody and
Buzz.
Buzz is always number one for me.
It was Mike and Sully for me. I was like, ah
I think they're
yes.
second. I think it's not a hard second. Like I think if the kids of this generation might say Mater and McQueen, but I'm like no. So Woody and
No.
Buzz, Mike
No.
and Sully, then Dory and Marlin, then we can talk about Mater and McQueen.
No, but like I love the Monsters Inc. I think like it's so unfortunate for Monsters Inc. that Finding Nemo came out after this. Otherwise, I think this would have been my favorite Pixar movie growing
Yeah.
up. Like it is so good. It is so much fun from even from like the scare floor, like all the things that were going on in the kids' room, Randall being a cocky son of a gun, and then was slowly coming in and like crushing it, like the scene where they were like doom 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 doom, just
Yeah.
making kids scream. Like I never like could get enough of this movie. Like the movie could end and I'd be like, okay, let's watch it again. Let's rewind. Let's start this over. Like the scene where Boo escapes, their parental
The
relationship with
sushi
Boo.
restaurant?
Yes, in the sushi restaurants, and them trying to get rid of Boo. Boo crying. I was like, oh my gosh, that's probably like one of the most iconic cries. Because it destroys everything.
Yeah, and her giggles also.
And her giggles are so great. Like Boo eating the cereal as a kid. I
Mhm.
love Boo. Like
Boo
honestly, this is
as a little monster Randall, and then like when Sully thinks that she gets crushed.
like and then the door scene. Like honestly, Felipe,
Yeah.
I wanted to ride a door
I
so bad.
Same. I want that. Like when I talk about going into the pool and turning into Aladdin, like that's basically what the doors are.
Yes.
Um,
Like
but this did this movie go ahead.
wait, what were you about to say?
Uh,
And like I know like we were talking about villains. I'm gonna be honest. What's his name?
Randall or Waternoose?
Water News. Like I think Water News is like right now a top tier villain. Like not top tier Pixar villain, just a top tier villain.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
I love Water News. Well,
I'm
like I don't love him, but like
I'm excited to have the
he's
conversation about like
great.
corporate greed with this movie
Yes.
because that's like such a heavy theme about this movie. And like rewatching this in January, and I was like with some fresh corporate wounds at that point. So we will like discuss. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about all of this. And like, I mean, we can talk about like being scared as a kid if there were any points of this. Like, even do you remember like the well, you didn't watch Toy Story 2 on VHS all that much, but there was a Monsters Inc. preview where it's like Mike and Sully sliding a credit card through the door to like pop the lock, and they were like stuck in the closet. I'll try to find and send it to you on YouTube before we watch. But I'm very excited. I'm also like maybe the scariest thing that we've encountered so far in a Pixar movie will be in this first movie when Fungus gets like the energy sucked out of his face and he turns pink and he looks nasty.
Mm.
It's the, also like I mean I wonder like I need to ask my parents if like I was ever scared of the first scene in the movie where like the monster's scaring the guy and then it's a robot we find out, but it's just so good. I cannot wait to talk about it. Like, and I'm sure we're gonna unpack it more. Like we're getting excited and we're still on the Toy Story 2 podcast. But like,
We're
but
still on the
like,
Toy
we're
Story
in a
2.
good run right now. I think we're like, Bug's Life was kind of like, I was curious. Like, there was a different level of excitement for Bug's Life. I don't think now because like this is starting to feel like, oh, I'm excited to do the homework that goes into these projects. But like, it also is like, oh, I have to like, I think of it as busy, like busy
Mm.
blocks of time. But like, I am excited to like do research on Monsters Inc. I don't think anything is gonna be as excited so far as Toy Story 1 sitting down and
Fair.
talking to you. Like I was like literally jumping out of my seat that day. And then Bugs Life was exciting for a different reason, and this was exciting to like revisit one of my favorite childhood movies. But like we're in this run of original Pixar, like Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Incredibles. I think those are going to be three incredible like movies to rewatch.
Yes.
Two of which I've seen somewhat recently, Finding Nemo around Thanksgiving. And Monsters Inc. in January, but like I'm excited. And then like we're in the midway point of our first chapter, which is exciting.
I agree. I think and also like I think the reason why I won't be as excited for like the next few is like I think I've seen them more recently.
Valid.
Meanwhile, I don't know why I haven't seen Monster Inc. in a while, but like I think this is and like I feel so bad for Bugs Life because it is like just
It
stuck
is.
between bangers, just
Yeah.
like
And
literal
it's not a
bangers.
bad movie. It's a fine movie, but
No,
it's despite what the song tries to convey, it's not the time of your life. Toy Story 2 is the time of my life. Yeah.
I can see that. And
Well,
Monsters Inc. Like I don't think I was. We'll talk about it
we'll
next
talk
week. I'm so
about it.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
so
Um,
excited.
well, one last thing about Toy Story 2. This is our final sequel until. Do you know what the next one is?
Cars 2?
No, it's Toy Story 3. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah, so we won't do another sequel. I think we're like in a pocket of maybe 10 movies, no sequels. So
okay.
they ran it back real quick, and then we went through a long period of just originals, and then we got into our sequel era, which we'll talk about for sure. And we'll definitely like have more conversations on the podcast network. By the time you're hearing this, there'll probably be conversations already out about Toy Stories 1 through 4 and Toy Story
Hmm.
5. But I'm just so excited to continue this project. AJ, where can the good people of the interwebs keep up with you? And what else are you doing in these streets? Like, talk about iconic bosses at a company. We're going from Helen to Roz.
Like, you can catch me and the great Matt Lagori. We are talking about Drake and Josh on the Free Agents Millennial TV podcast. It is so much fun that's happening over there. We're currently on season 2. At the time of recording, we just recorded the Helen episode, which is like a lot of fun. But me and Matt having fun over there. You can also listen to the Mary episodes too with her and Matt talking about the Sweet Life of Zach and
Yeah.
Cody. Those are also fun.
For
But
millennials and Gen Z and Gen Alpha and the boomers too, if you want to listen. It's not just for the millennials.
it's like And I don't know if I said this last time, but I literally told Matt, I was like, I'm not millennial. Can I do this? He's like, yeah, you can do it. I was like,
Okay,
fine. Thank you.
slag.
I'm happy.
Exactly.
Because I'm not even like you, that's like a zillennial. Like, it's like I'm solidly a Gen Z.
I feel like you're a millennial. I feel
Thank
like
you.
it's that cusp. It's like, oh, but you're 99. In my head, you
Yeah.
were 98. So it's like, yeah.
Pause, yo. To the people that's listening on the podcast, I just saw how much respect I lost from Felipe based on being born in the year 99 instead of 98.
No, never, never, never. Also, drop your happy birthdays to AJ because his birthday
Thank you.
was recently as the time of release.
I appreciate that. But besides that, you can find me on Twitch at the Kid Agent North playing games sometimes whenever I have free
Yes.
time because right now I don't have a lot.
Valid. In terms of the Brazilian Dragon Productions, go look at our homepage. You can go to patreon.com/Brazilian Dragon Productions, substack.com/Brazilian Dragon, and you can catch up with everything we're doing there. We have ways to financially contribute if that's of interest to you with special perks that come along with it. Workshopping something fun with Ari Ferrari in the near future. We love Ari Ferrari. Gonna get into the Dragon's Den. My month of June is insanely busy, and I have a lot of things going on. I have to go to Boston 3 times in like 6 weeks for weddings and a
Mm.
high school reunion. So like I'm trying to do as much podcasting as I can in that interim. But a lot of it is like front loading things that are set to come out later in time. So we're recording this at the end of May. This podcast episode might not release until like July, but like things are going to be in the feed for Slime Time Rewind and the patron feed soon. But what you can do to help the podcast grow, otherwise, if financial contribution is not in the cards right now, you can go to youtube.com, look for Brazilian Dragon Podcast or Productions, subscribe, like, comment, rate, review. Go to Apple Podcasts, Animation Station. You go subscribe on that. You go to Slime Time Rewind. You subscribe on that. 5-star ratings and reviews on both, especially Animation Station, which is what you're listening to right now. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Read a 5-star rating and review, and AJ will compile his favorites with me, and we will find them and read them on the podcast at a certain point. If you leave us a good 5-star rating and review, leave us a little inside joke, leave us a Monsters Inc. question if you want. Yeah, just do all that stuff. Like just share with your friends, and then otherwise go follow me on Instagram at the Brazilian Dragon. With all that said, stay tuned for other fun stuff we have going on, and we're pulling up to the Toy Story 2 station. On deck is going to be Monsters Inc. And until next time, for myself and AJ Norris, obrigado for listening. Goodbye.